a bit further back to get more of us in? Or?
Maybe. Hey, guys. Let me know if you can hear me. I have a microphone. I do have a microphone that hooks up. I don't know if you can hear me. I don't know if it works because I'm an idiot. But dun, da, da, da. Let me see if this thing works. I can just set it down and then because this mic will pick up everybody.
Yeah.
We have everybody here. We have Jeremy and Claire. Luke's over there. Sangali's over there. So we got the whole gang. I'm gonna plug this in. Hey, David.
It's working well.
How about now? Now can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we got on. Luckily, Jeremy's in the other room looking at the live stream, so he can tell.
Do you want to sit on this chair?
Okay.
Is that how it's going to work?
The sound might be a little bit echoey. I didn't know if this was going to work if I plugged it in and could use this mic, but apparently on my Chromebook, YouTube will only allow me to use my internal mic. So it is what it is. There's Luke over there. Claire here. And we got Jeremy over there.
Yeah, you can fit. That's right.
Yeah.
It's very big.
We're all squeezed in together.
Cozy up.
Come on, Sangalai.
Lie down.
Sangalai's small. She can fit over here.
She can.
But she's over there.
Yeah, it's good.
Say hello. Say hello.
Hello.
Maybe it's a bit too noisy. I don't know.
Okay, so
You have to read them.
yeah. I can't see your comments because I'm old and almost blind, and this thing,
Same.
we have to set this further away than normal.
Sound good.
But they've got the good Wi-Fi, so
Better one.
we're
Oh, do you
here.
see the comments on your phone?
Yeah.
Can you pass my phone?
Now, as always, don't forget, I have my links down below. The link for my book is down below. Live in Cambodia, a guide for living in the Kingdom of Wonder, if you want to buy that. Also, the donate button is down below. And the link to their channel, For Real, their YouTube channel. Great content. You guys should all go and subscribe. That link is also down below. So you have no excuses. You can't say I didn't see it. They're all right there.
Oh, there it is.
So Michael,
This is weird for me because this is the first time I had to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning, Cambodia time, in a long time. Because most of my classes are in the either late morning or afternoon or evening. So I like to sleep in until 9 o'clock sometimes, 10 o'clock. So
Oh, okay.
Oh, you did the bottom, yeah.
So I didn't even, just to let you know, I just got up, combed my hair, put a hat on.
So Michael says hi. Dave says hi.
Hello.
Green Stellar Ship.
Oh, yeah.
Surprised you are all up this early. It is very echoey because the apartment is mostly tiled.
Mostly
Yeah.
it's concrete.
But it's a very nice apartment. It is a long way up. They live on the 4th floor. Third
Well,
floor.
depends if you count the ground floor or
There's
not.
one. There's one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's a long way up. That'll work out your calf muscles. This is the first time we've been over here. And I know they live right next to the Watbo Primary School. So on the way here, I'm looking for the apartment from their video that I can see some of the things they were showing outside the school. And so I walk into a gate thinking this is their apartment building. And all of a sudden there's this very angry Khmer gentleman who doesn't understand why we're standing there with our backpacks on. And I'm trying to explain Australian people, they live upstairs, they're waiting for he wasn't having none of it. So
She's cheating on me.
So we had to retrace. I had messaged Claire, and she said, yeah, I'll come down to meet you. Where are you at? And I wrote, well, I'm at the bottom of what I hope are your stairs. Because this guy was acting really aggressive about us being inside that gate at the bottom of the stairs, which is probably good. He might be like watching over the whole apartment because it was an apartment building. And he didn't know us, obviously, but come to find out we were wrong. So we quickly got away from there.
You have 3 best. Who wants to start off?
So Luke here, as I said, this is his first time, his first electric bill in Cambodia.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, I don't run my aircon like at all if I can help it, just a little bit. So my electric's really low. He runs his almost constantly unless it's really, really chilly outside, below 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Everybody's wrapped up in blankets here when that happens. But he runs his constantly all the time. And a lot of people ask, how much is the electric? How much are my bills? And so, as I said in a previous video, his apartment is $130 a month. And running his aircon constantly.
Even times when I'm not at home.
Even when he's not at home sometimes.
Well, you got to be cool when you get home.
His bill is. Is that just for the?
That's just the
Just the electric. $69.25.
Cool.
Now, if you giggled when you heard 69, you're might get Get it out of your system. Get it out of your system.
It's only 8 o'clock in the morning.
$69.25 is how much he pays for his apartment if he runs his aircon almost constantly 24/7. My apartment the rent is $170. I barely ever run my aircon. Why? Why do I not run my aircon?
Because you're new.
Because I'm frugal. Yes, frugal.
Okay, so how much did it cost you
Same way doesn't like the air conditioning, that's why.
with your electricity?
With my electricity and my water, it's usually $200 to $205.
So me cost me $199.
Yeah.
So still cheap.
Well, yeah, but your rents.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, yeah. So my electric and water is usually about $30 to $35 a month because I don't use my aircon. Usually just leave the fan on, and water is almost nothing. I think water is usually less than $5 a month.
Yeah.
We pay
Flat fee.
$5.
Yeah.
I would have preferred that, but it winds up being the same
Yeah.
almost. I think that's why every place here usually charges $5.
Yeah.
So how much per kilowatt do you pay? 25 or 20 cents?
So I'm not sure.
Is it on the?
I'm pretty sure it'd be 25.
Must be-
We pay 20 for some reason. That's what I said anyway.
Yeah,
So I've already seen
it's
this.
25 cents per
No,
kilowatt
yeah,
hour
that's
in
right.
most places for electricity. They pay 20 cents per kilowatt hour. But it's not a lot of money, but the official rate is something like 17 cents
Yeah.
per kilowatt hour. And so, but most landlords will charge you 25 cents, so they're making a little extra money on the.
I think different
That's
areas too
Yeah,
have different
true.
prices. I'm pretty sure. If you're further out, it's cheaper. If you're closer in, it's dearer. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, I
I'm not
don't,
making it up. That's what
We
you
all get
say.
the same.
That's what you usually do.
Yeah.
we don't know.
So what temperature do you have your aircon set on?
16.
Oh, 16. Wow.
He's got his temperature set at 16
Fair enough.
degrees.
$70 a month isn't too bad.
You don't need a fridge.
Now, 16 for my American friends is like I don't know, between 50 and 100. I don't know. I don't know how to do the calculation between Celsius and Fahrenheit.
Wow.
So it's somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way. Also, they just moved, Claire and Jeremy this is their first apartment here. They just got here, 2 weeks ago?
Two weeks ago, yes.
Yeah, about 2 weeks ago. And Let's see what I got. Let me get you up here.
Ned.
I have to look on here because I can't read it.
I'm trying to get your questions there. Yes, it is very doable. One day in Australia. He said that's one day in Australia for the aircon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we have bigger house.
What is the best phone SIM plan to get for a 21-day stay?
Ooh, the $8, I reckon.
60 degrees according to Siri. Thank you, Michael. I can never figure out the Celsius. The best, well, for a 21-day stay, any of them will work for a short-term stay. They're all going to be about the same. I would suggest anything more than 2 weeks. My suggestion would be just go to Cell Card, get a SIM. You can get it for $5 or any cell shop, any phone shop. You pay for the SIM. They'll take out the back, put the SIM card in, set you up with your own phone number. You'll be good to go, and just get like the $8 a month plan.
The big love $8
Big love.
is it's 80 gig. You pay an extra $1 for the SIM itself, and you can get another dollar on there for phone calls. For some reason, the big love is only like for data and SMS.
No, it's for phone calls too.
Oh, well, she said we can't do phone calls.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what we use. Yeah.
So I don't know if it's a thing. but
Oh no, she said that if you're both on cell card, then it's free if the person you're calling is on cell card. But if you
Right.
want to call other networks, you have to
Yeah.
pay the extra.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense because we do have
Yeah.
trouble when we have to call like
Yeah.
somebody using Smart.
Yeah.
Like we pay $1 a week. We should just get the $8 a month, but we pay $1 a week
Oh, that's
and we get all the data we need, all the text messages we need,
Yeah.
and you do get the phone service, but if you're calling within the cell card network.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to call somebody that uses Smart or Met phone, then
Thanks.
probably won't work yet. But there's a nice workaround to that. If you walk around, you see sometimes people that have 2 or 3 phones because they've got a SIM card for each
Yeah.
carrier.
Yeah.
People that do a lot of business.
Yeah.
So you can always go up and say, hey, I need to call my friend on Smart. And they've done it for us before.
Mm.
We've got phone numbers we have to call, couldn't do it on a cell card.
Yes, if you want to read the questions, you can see from there.
Oh, you made it bigger.
Is everyone English teachers?
Nope.
Yes, he's going to be. She's got a job lined up starting in January. Second line, English teacher? You?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sang like YouTube sensation.
Yeah. Be sure to check out her channel, My Cooking with Sanglai. She made chicken feet and noodles yesterday.
I saw those feet.
Just go to any of my other videos and down below there's a link for
This one
her channel.
for this question.
And Jeremy is not an English teacher, so
Two Australian.
us 3 English teachers. Those 2. Oh, look, I look like a flight attendant. Those 2, not English teachers. Us 3.
I look like a flight attendant. Must be Jumbo Jet.
Did they get
I need a lot of data. I have a wife. I understand that.
Oh, $680 bill when we got home.
Whoa,
Ouch.
680. Wait, where am I at? Did you hire an agent when you rented your apartment, or just?
Yes.
They hired an agent, and I'll let them tell you about that. I found the apartment and just paid. I went when I first viewed the apartment. I did have I guess he was an agent. Some guy said he could find me an apartment. He picked me up on a motorbike. Most harrowing day of my life. No helmet. This guy was constantly on his phone going between these 4 apartments. Scared the crap out of me. But and then we looked at like 3 or 4 apartments. But then I never saw him again. When I came back, it was just my landlord, and he had me sign a lease. I gave him the money the next day, and I moved in.
he found my place?
Yeah. Sometimes, I'll tell you this, in my opinion, the easiest thing to do when you come here is find an apartment. It's easier than anything else.
Yeah.
Except finding food. Food is everywhere, but
Just tell them where to look for the signs.
yeah. The thing is, Luke was just having problems because the signs are not very well placed. Like sometimes they'll be way up, sometimes they'll be like lower to the ground, sometimes they'll be hanging up a pole by the side of the building and not actually on the building, so you might not know that there's apartments for rent. And sometimes they're written in Khmer, and you have no idea if that says apartment for rent, or if you step inside these gates, I'm going to kill you. You don't know what it says, right? So there were some issues, but trust me, you can just walk around. When Bill was here, my buddy Bill, did the same thing. We walked around one day for about 2 hours, and at the end of the day, he had an apartment. It's first month's rent and the deposit, and if you got the cash, you can move in
I didn't even have to pay a deposit.
anytime. Are you still doing places with shared pool?
Mm.
What do you mean shared? Like a swimming pool? Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, there's a place right across the street called the Golden Gecko Villa, and they do that kind of thing.
Do they rent apartments there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They rent apartments there. They start at like $310, I think, but it's very nice. You get all the amenities of a hotel in your apartment. You get the cleaning once a day. You get
Wow.
they have their own bar, restaurant. You got the pool you can use anytime. It's a very nice area, very secure. So yeah, I don't know about any other places though. Every time I look at some place, they don't have a pool. But I know there are places where you can go and just buy a drink, buy something to eat off the menu, and you can use the pool for, a long time. As long as you spend some money.
Yeah.
So it's not like back where I come from, that's unheard of. If you're not a guest, they'll kick you out. It doesn't matter if you're.
Yeah, when we stay at the Bore on the weekends, there's a lot of people come by just a drink, and they can or they pay a fee, and that fee goes towards food, drink, and then they can use all the facilities all day. They can have a swim, use the gym. So we're there on a Saturday. And Sunday was full of people. Wasn't it?
It was. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the Bore Anchor. Bore
Yeah.
Anchor Hotel.
But then you're paying a lot for a drink there.
Yeah. But it's worth it compared to,
It's really nice though if you want to have that resort experience.
I think
for a
all
day.
resorts do that,
Yeah.
especially we're going to go to the Victoria for a buffet for Christmas, and they do the same thing.
Hello from California. Hello. My way this coming New Year. Nice. How much are they? The rooms at the Golden Gecko start at $310 a month. No.
Okay.
No. But you're paying for all those extra amenities, like the pool, they have room service.
Yeah.
They have their own facilities right there. Like you wouldn't have to leave for much if you didn't want to. If you wanted to seclude yourself in there, yeah, you could do that. The Sopito? I'm not sure how you pronounce it.
Oh yeah.
Sopito? Yeah. There's a lot of resorts around here that will do that. Like they mentioned, the drinks that you have to buy or the food can be pricey. But then again, if you really want to use a pool for the day, pay $5 for that bowl of $1 noodles.
Cheese.
Yeah, one thing.
Oh, you're full.
You want to eat?
Okay, this is a local. This is Vegemite and cheese, or Cheesymite.
Vegemites.
Vegemite and cheese. I've dulled it down for you to start off with. Not straight Vegemite. Vegemite and cheese. So it's very salty.
Vegemite and cheese. I've never eaten Vegemite.
Oh, hang
I've
on.
never heard of it.
I'll get the.
It looks like chocolate.
It's not chocolate.
See, and that's the thing about food. Food should look like what it tastes like. Because if I looked at it and I see chocolate, my brain is expecting chocolate. And then when I bite into it and it's not chocolate, my brain just goes haywire.
It's a yeast spread. It sounds really nice.
Is that true?
Yeah. It sounds appetizing.
It's a yeast spread and it's very high in B vitamins and salt.
Here's the thing. When something says, when something like, hey, look, this is a yeast. You're going to be eating this yeast-infused thing, but it's very high in vitamin B. That's a selling point. There's something wrong with it. Okay.
Or vitality, whatever that means.
Vegemite.
Vitality.
Vitality. Oh, I know about that. Like drinking 3 penis snake wine.
See those penis fish that had started washing up on the beach in America? You seen those?
So different story.
No, yeah, it is. Anyway, I was reading it on the news yesterday. It's actually a worm, but
That tastes very earthy.
Jesus.
I would describe it as earthy.
That's lovely.
Somebody did warn me, Scuff Steam Reaper. He said, be sure you try it on toast. He said, don't just take a bite.
Oh, no.
Rather than-
Yeah, you can't go in like that when you haven't had it before.
And I wasn't thinking, because I always do that. Like with the peanut butter you guys brought me, they brought me a thing of peanut butter, which is awesome. That thing's almost halfway gone. But I'm just like with a spoon. If I run out of bread, but I have a
You
banana
don't eat it.
and peanut butter,
No.
Yeah.
With one ít, no. One ít good. Oh, ngày đó. Đặt phút bằng đó. Ít cái. Mình thoát ở đây. Ở đây tí.
you know, that's not bad. I gotta say, it's not horrible. Based on some comments, I was expecting that to be like,
If you just have it just with
it is, the taste is very much in your face.
yeah, depends how much you have too. Some people spread it on really thick, and most Australians have it really thin with some lots of butter.
So that is very popular in Australia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Because it's so earthy.
because it's so earthy. It does. It tastes like
Dirt.
oh no. I tried it. It's not bad though. It's really not. It's just very. It's just like that had Vegemite and cheese on it, right? Cheese.
That cheese, yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing
But really, I mean, my opinion was that the Vegemite just took away all the. I mean, that's all I tasted.
Yeah.
That
It's
earthy,
strong.
rich.
Yeah.
I guess you can
Yeah.
call it flavor.
I find it's got a molasses taste to it.
Yeah.
With molasses?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
ordered it on Amazon.
You
Yeah,
can get
good
it
and healthy.
You can get it in Siem Reap. We've seen it.
We have.
About the same price as Australia.
Yeah. At the Thai Hoot Market, you can get. But I've seen that before in different supermarkets. But I never knew what it was. It says Vegemite. It sounds like something from the old I Love Lucy sitcom.
Yeah.
You know, when she was working in the. I don't know why I think about that, but she did that vegetable drink, Veg-A-Me, and you remember I Love Lucy, or maybe it's just me. I'm old, but anyway. Somebody said, no, I have not tried a cooking class yet, but I watched Sing Live, so that's almost like a
Yeah.
cooking class. Although I don't know how she does it because we got her. If you've seen her videos, My Cooking with Sing Live, we got a very small kitchen, and she can get in there and she's just she's got something burning over here. She's got water going on over here. She's doing things here, all in this small little area. And I get in there and I'm like a bull. Pom, pom, pom. I'm trying to cook. My elbows are hitting the wall. I got things flying everywhere because I think I'm a master chef, and then it sticks to the ceiling. Then you got to wait for it to plop back down in the pan.
Someone's got a visa question.
Yes, you can get the EV. You can get the EG visa extension if you're staying at a hospital. The EG is a looking for work visa. You can get it for 1 month, 3 months, or 6 months. You cannot get it for a year. You can only get it legally. You're only allowed to get it one time. You can't re-extend that. You can do that in country with different documents and qualifications. Otherwise, you have to bounce.
We submitted Jeremy's passport for the EG extension yesterday. So the 1 month and the 3 month are single entry visa extensions. If you go for the 6 month, then it's multiple. So we went for the 6 month, and we'll
We went to the one you got into.
work out
They
what to do.
are the best. They are the best.
Yeah.
They have a really good website, and just go on their website. Has all the prices.
Yeah.
Pretty easy.
It's got everything that you need
Is that
to
the
take.
one he went to?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Near the Thai Hoot Market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting the name of the place, but that's the one. That's the place I recommend. By
Yeah.
the Thai Hoot Market.
Yeah, they were really good.
Because they speak English. They're very attentive. They
Yeah.
But it takes a long time for it to go to Phnom Penh and come back. So really, make sure you get enough time before each visa.
and here's the tricky part. Like if you're coming over here and you want to teach, if you want to work, but you're still looking for work, the tricky part is figuring out how long of a visa extension should you get for that EG. Because if you spend all that money for a 6 month
Yeah.
And then
that's
1
true.
month later, you have a job, you're wasting a lot of money.
Yeah, but you can only get it once.
Yeah, you can only get it once.
The catch-22 of the whole situation.
And it is, 6 months is multiple
Yeah.
entry, which means you can come and go as you
Yeah.
please as many times as you want.
That's what pushed us towards the 6 month and not the 1 or the 3.
And I think it's, 180,
160.
160,
Yeah.
yeah.
But all you do is give them the passport, they do everything else. So.
Yeah, so she wrote the letter for us. They have a template and they just put in your details. And then Jeremy had to sign it and do it.
Do it
Thumbprint,
somewhere,
yeah.
yeah. But yeah, you can do that at a hostel. When he went in, I know when he went in to get his, when Luke got his, he didn't even remember the name of the place.
Yeah.
And the name is in Khmer, so we don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah.
And they were like, no problem. We showed them on Google Maps. This
Same,
is
we did
where.
the same. Yeah.
And they just wrote it down and said, okay, you're good to go.
Yeah,
They
shows
didn't
them
ask,
that.
is this an apartment? They didn't ask to see a lease. They're not
No.
asking for any
No,
sort of financial documents.
no.
Just sign a piece of paper, thumbprint, give them your passport.
I suppose one thing you need to keep in mind is that when you come in on that initial 1 month, $35, like the ordinary
E-visa.
visa,
Yeah, 35
you need,
or 30.
Yeah,
need
30
your-
is the tourist visa,
Yeah.
35 is
Yeah.
the.
So you need your passport to organise your lease. So you need to get your apartment sorted and then get your passport away for your visa extension pretty quickly because you've only got a month to do that. And it takes about 3 weeks.
There and back, both. So.
Yeah, she said Jeremy's won't be back until like the first few days of January.
Yeah, here's the thing, if you live in Siem Reap, you're sending it to Phnom Penh.
Yeah.
The important thing is to make sure you give yourself enough time for that to get to Phnom Penh.
Mm.
Because as long as it's there and stamped
Yeah.
before the expiration date, you're gonna be fine. Even if you don't get it back in time, don't panic.
Yeah.
If it
Yeah.
doesn't come back in time before the month is up, as long as it got there and got stamped, you're good to go.
Yeah.
But depending on the time of year, how busy they are, and maybe if there's a big holiday coming up,
Yeah.
it might take a while longer to get back. I've had good luck. I usually get mine back in like a week,
Oh, wow.
a little bit over a week.
Jeez.
Because I plan it so I don't do it around holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because holidays here can last up to a week and nothing's getting done.
yeah,
I suppose they give you the longest period too, not the shortest.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
if it takes that long, it takes that long. But
Yeah.
most of the time, probably takes less.
And I think it's going to be the biggest problem when you first come in for those 30 days, because after that you'll have a longer visa. And
Hey,
you
Mark.
you won't have 30 days to do it.
Mark
You'll have
Griefer
longer.
says Sengalai is a boss in the kitchen. She is.
She's a boss everywhere.
Here's the thing, she tries to get me to cook, but as soon as I do, like, okay, she's out in the living room, I'm doing my thing. No, she's coming in, she is taking charge. You're doing this wrong. No, you got to do it like that. No, add more salt. No, get this. And finally, I just like, here, you take it.
Claire has the same as well.
Yeah,
What's that?
it's like
Like,
she's
take
the
over.
kitchen. She's the one in the kitchen doing all this, and sometimes she'll have me stir something to make me feel useful. I'm used to that feeling. People have me do things just so I'm not sitting there like a lump. Any thoughts on Hero Cam or SJ Cam in the future? Oh, for me, like a what do you call it? What do you call them cameras? I don't know. A GoPro.
GoPro.
Like a GoPro Hero. If you look back at my first videos, I had a GoPro. I had a GoPro, the original Hero. So it didn't have a back screen, so I could never see where I was pointing. And it had that
Random.
bubble effect. Now I liked it because it was on a little stick.
Yeah.
It's very convenient and light. And when I shut it off, the whole thing fit in my pocket because the stick collapsed. Just put it in my pocket. I like that because I had a better grip than with a camera walking around. You got uneven sidewalks and you got traffic and your hands are sweaty.
I use a DJI gimbal, Gimbal Pro 2, I think it is, in my smartphone. Just walk around with that. But it is very annoying because you have to pack it away and get it out. And it
Yeah, his
takes a
gimbal
long
works
time.
great. If you haven't seen their video, the link's down below. Go check it out. They're very smooth. And he uses
Yeah.
a phone, so
Yeah,
you're
the
not
gimbal
using any
itself
special
is this
equipment.
big.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's just long.
Chunky.
Yeah, and for some reason,
It's a
oh,
that's my
that's a big
Hang on a
gimbal.
minute. Oh.
Yeah.
The big reveal.
The big reveal. You're going to see a gimbal. And if you see my videos, you know I don't use that because it looks like this. It looks like Michael J. Fox having a sneezing fit.
I know, it's
oh,
just-
you can't make fun of Michael
It's
J.
crazy.
Fox.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, white people.
I don't know how to. Oh, I think I turned it on. Anyway.
No, it just goes. Yeah, but it's very annoying because you have to turn it on, then you have to sync it with your phone, then you have to, you have to stabilize it.
But the results are really good.
Oh, the results are great. You just
So if
gotta
you look at the
keep
video,
doing
it's very
it.
smooth. They go down the same road I am. That I got the shaky cam thing going on.
Yeah, yeah.
Theirs is a smooth.
I'm starting to get the hang of it.
They're good.
Starting just. Anyone think about opening a bank account here? It is very easy.
It is very easy.
It's one of the easiest things, well, except getting an apartment. Getting a bank account is very easy. Went to ABA Bank. They have really one of the best apps I've ever seen. You just go in there. You can either have a contract for a house, like apartment. They say up to 6 months. They say to a year, but 6 months was fine for us. Either a 6 month EG visa, EG or EB.
I think you can get, as long as you have the E visa, I think you can, you can get it.
Because that's all we had. When we
Not on a tourist visa. You
No,
can't
no,
open
no,
a bank account.
But it's got to be at least 6 months, I think, as well.
Oh, okay.
That's what they said. Or a contract from your employer. I just went in, got the contract for here, showed the contract, and we had the card in 6 days.
And their app is amazing. Like
Yeah,
about-
It's
Right.
fantastic. It's really good.
One of the best apps I've seen for a bank. It's just amazing. Like you can do your cell card by just pushing the app, which has got the cards to pay, and it's press cell card. You can redo your phone in just one push.
Another great feature, and I didn't even know this. I have a subscriber. He lives in Kampong Tom, Joe Monroe, and he said he wanted to donate, and I said, "Great! I always like that. Give me all the money. I'm good." But he didn't have. He doesn't have PayPal. Didn't know how to do it. Didn't have Wing. And he said, "I can send you money from my ABA account." And I'm like, "Oh, I can't take it. I don't have a bank account here." He was like, "No, you're not understanding. I can send you the money. I can send the money to an ATM. You can go pick it up." I said, "No, you don't understand. I don't have a bank account. I don't have a card to stick in there and get the money out." And he must have thought I was an idiot because then he finally said, "No, I send the money to the ATM. You don't have to have an account at ABA. You don't have to need a card. You can just go pick it up. I send you a code." And then you go down there and there's a button on there that says fast money transfer or personal money transfer or something. And if you hit that and you enter the code that he gets when he sends it, then the ATM just gives you the money. And I was skeptical because I was like, surely this can't be a thing.
Yeah.
It worked.
Oh,
And it worked
too,
perfectly
yeah.
from the app.
Yeah.
He did it from the app.
Yeah.
I had one right on my corner, so I walked down there and said, I don't know if this is going to work.
And they also
Sure
have-
enough, I entered the code he sent me, and out came the money. So that's very convenient. Not,
they also
I don't
have
even think we had that back in the States.
a QR code too. They just scan the phone and it pops up somehow.
So technology is catching up here. Slowly.
It's better. It's better
Slowly.
than Australia.
Yeah.
Well,
It is.
maybe better, I don't know, because my internet sucks. And
This internet here is faster, way faster now.
oh, way faster, yeah.
Faster than what we had in Australia.
I probably
Way
would
faster.
have. I probably would have already disconnected 2 or 3 times back in my apartment. At least randomly, I'll just be moving along, everything's working fine. Then all of a sudden, nothing. Like from full signal, disconnected. Then you got to wait for it to reconnect. Then you got to wait for all that information to load again. It's a hassle sometimes.
Somebody wants to know about the gimbal. If they got it.
Oh, somebody wants to know how much did you pay for the gimbal and did you get it here?
No.
Oh,
The big thing, if you come to Cambodia, get all your electronics before you come here because you know
I
they're
recommend
genuine.
Yeah.
I bought stuff when we've gone to Hong Kong and Malaysia, and you just get those markets. You have no idea it's a Chinese knockoff. You look at it; it looks exactly the same as a normal one. You get it home 2 days later, it breaks.
Oh, you mean like those, like the top floor of those malls in
Yeah,
Bangkok? and stuff?
like the top floors, any kind of big malls have those electrical places.
yeah, but it's not just electronic. That goes for clothes, shoes, brand name, anything. If you're looking at it in a local market, it's probably a knockoff. Like this shirt here, okay? This is, what do you call these shirts? What do you, there's a name, Under Armour.
Yeah.
Now, Under Armour is a pretty expensive shirt, right? I got this for $2.50. Am I under the impression this is a real Under Armour shirt? Of Of course not. But it works the same way. It really nice. I like it. It's airy. It whisks away. Whisks away
in your pants.
the sweat. Well, it doesn't magically. The smell doesn't magically disappear. It does whisk it away, but man, once your pits start sweating, then this shirt retains that odor, like putting a rotten egg inside a dirty sock and leaving it in the sun for 3 days, kind of odor.
Micro smells.
Yeah, micro smells.
The gimbal cost me in Australia 210 Australian dollars.
Wow.
So that's about 130 American dollars.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, that was quite a while ago too. I think there's another version which I'd get, which is the number 3.
So there, $130 American for a gimbal. That's actually pretty good because I know there are some that are really pricey, like $500, $600, $700.
Yeah. I usually break it or lose it by the time, so I don't get it that expensive.
So go ahead and send me one. Just send it to the Scenery Post Office. Let me know if you need the address. I'll give you the phone number to write on the outside of the package, and I'll walk down there and get it. How much for a kilo of weed?
Life in jail.
No. Yeah. As an English teacher, they always just pay you in cash, right? Yes. You get paid once a month in cash, generally.
Jeez.
And you have to wait till after you finish your first month before you get your first pay. So if you start on January 1st, you're not going to get paid until February 1st for the time you already.
So that's every month, exactly the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, well, maybe not exactly. Most the 3 schools I worked at since I've been here, usually sometimes I got paid a little early. Like if the first was on a Sunday, they might pay you Friday. Some schools will say if the first was on a Saturday, they would make you wait until Monday or Tuesday if there was a holiday. So you might go a couple extra days over that day, or you might get a day early sometimes, but generally speaking, in that same thing. Now, I did work at one school, my first school, youth international school, and they paid every 2 weeks. That's the only school I know that's done that. They paid every 2 weeks.
I'm going to try
And it's always in cash. Usually they'll have you, when you get your money, they'll have a ledger. You'll see your name, you'll see your hour, you'll see how much, and they'll have you sign that and maybe another piece of it signifying these are the hours I worked, this is the money the school's giving me. So be sure to count it. They're not trying to rip you off. They're not like, let's hope he doesn't count it. But mistakes do happen when you're dealing with cash. So just like before leaving a store with a purchase and you get your change, always count it. It's not disrespectful. You're not indicating you don't trust these people, but mistakes happen and you want to be sure you got your money right. Because if you walk off to school and they shorted you $100 accidentally, you go back the next day. I mean, they might work it out with you if you're trustworthy and they believe you, but chances are if you already walked away and come back, they could just be like, well, you probably spent that $100 or lost it. So always count it before you leave. But yes, you get paid in cash.
Someone asking for all teachers.
Do any of you own a moto? I do not own a moto.
No,
Yeah. We're thinking about buying a motorcycle.
probably 2
2 motorcycles, but it's
scooters.
scooters, that is, but it's hard to narrow down if you need a license or not. Some people say you need a license, anything over 125cc. Some people say you don't need it under. But if you're in a tourist visa, you can't rent a motorcycle.
Right.
Even though a lot of people do.
They do.
Yeah. But legally wise, we don't know if insurance will pay for if you have an accident without a license. And to get a license, you have to go to Phnom Penh.
Good information, but that's not true though.
Or you can in Southeast Asia you can buy anything really.
No. I mean, what about the place here then?
Yeah. I don't think it's legal.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So you can pay like an agent to send your passport and documents away. They'll cost you $100 each for each one. But we went to a few of them and they've said that maybe a lot of people have lost their passports and we don't really want to take that risk of getting to it and losing our passports.
Yeah. Because they're not like travel agents who deal with that kind of thing all the time.
No.
It would be
like a transport, like a
pretty
driving,
regular for them.
yeah, like a driving school.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they said it was $100. It has been done, but it probably cost us $150 all up to go there and come back. That's including hotels.
Yeah.
It only costs $10 for the driver's license, but it's only for a year. Or you have to do a driving test and a written test. But the written test can be done by a Khmer person. They do it for you, and you just do the driving. So I don't know.
It's really easy to get a license, and if you're going to be here long term and you're going to be scooting around, it's better to just follow the law.
Yeah. Insurance wise, definitely.
Even if you don't get caught that much, when you do, I mean, because you got to figure there's going to be a fine. You are going to have to pay a fine.
Yeah.
You're going to have to negotiate that fine,
Yeah.
and if they want, they can just take your motorbike.
And
you can't. Because you're riding around illegally. You can't expect them to change the law for you. So, you're going to spend $500-600 on a motorbike and think, I don't need a license or a helmet or anything. And then it gets taken away. Well, it would have been worth it paying $150. Just go to Phnom Penh, spend a couple days, get your license, be all good.
Or a 16 or 14-year-old boy runs into you and is like, and you haven't got a license. You're in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
If you get in if you as a foreigner get in an accident with a Khmer person, you as a foreigner are always going to be responsible, even if it completely was not your fault.
Totally.
You have to learn to accept that. They're going to, the local is going to win that argument every single time.
Do they drug test teachers?
Because if you eat a happy pizza, no drug test. I didn't have to take a drug test. I've never taken a drug test.
I've never eaten the happy pizza.
I've never.
Taxes.
I don't do any kind of weed.
No taxes,
But no, you don't have to worry about that.
Oh yeah, taxes. I think when I start working, I'll have to pay tax. And I was reading the documentation that the school sent me. I think it's the base level tax is 5% and the maximum tax bracket is 20%. So over the month, I think that was going to cost between $100 and $300 out of your take-home pay.
But the schools I went to, they technically took tax out, but the money, like if they say you're going to make $1,000 a month, you will get $1,000.
Right.
But you're actually getting more, if that makes sense. But they already figure out the tax. That's not if you hear $1,000 a month, that's how much you are going to get.
Yeah. When
actually you would be making about $1,200 to $1,300 a month, but they take out $200 or $300 for taxes. So the amount you settle on is how much you will receive.
Yeah.
But they take care of all the taxes, so
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about any of that. Yeah, not in certain countries. I don't know about other countries. Laos has happy pizzas. So does Siem Reap. There's a lot of happy pizza places here. There's even one called Ecstatic Pizza. So if you want to go beyond happy,
What the hell
I mean,
is
there's
that?
happy, then there's ecstatic. Yeah. If you want to be hardcore, that's what you want.
that pizza's just green.
Yeah. Yeah. It
It's
just
like
looks
a
like
pizza.
it looks like the topography map of a mountain range. It's just but we're forced. It's like we don't need no stinking cheese. We'll just put more weed on it. Now, like if you go into the outer areas, it's very common. People grow weed like right along with the other fruits and vegetables, and it's like a staple in a lot of dishes. They use it just like an herb, which it is because it is an herb. Right? It just has this bad connotation because it's been illegal so long, and the government's lied to us so long about it.
It's not legal in Canada.
All that stuff, and
Or certain parts of Australia too.
It's legal in
So like you can have 5 plants in the ACT, which is technically a capital. So that's
It's an amount that they deem to be acceptable for personal use, as in not for.
I think in Canada it's
who can say what's acceptable? That's the thing.
You gotta sit down and just smoke it till you pass out. Right,
Smoke it till you pass out. Wake up, drink lots of water, grab a pizza or two, smoke again. Your personal use should be your business. Listen, I don't smoke weed or anything, but I'm a big believer that the government should just
it's all taxes.
let us live our lives. The only thing that should be illegal, are things that harm another person's physical being or property without their consent. That's it. Seatbelt laws, helmet laws, weed, prostitution, gambling, Any kind of drug. I'm not saying just weed. All drugs should be legal. Cocaine should be legal. Heroin should be legal. It should all be legal because it's not the government's job to tell you, to protect you from yourself or tell you how to live your life. Is it bad for you? Yes. Nobody wants to shoot heroin in your apartment. You're going to die. Quit it. You're being dumb. But if that's your choice, you're supposed to live in a free country. It's not the government's job to come in there and wrap a blanket around you and cushion you from all the bad things. It's just not.
The Church of Day.
Everything should be legal unless it harms the physical person or property of a non-consenting other person.
Adult.
Yeah, or anybody. If that person does not consent in your activity and it harms them in some way, that should be illegal.
Hallelujah.
Anything else?
Hallelujah, James. Hallelujah.
Anything else that should not. Seatbelt laws. That's
Amen.
crazy.
Amen, brother.
The only person you can hurt by not wearing a seatbelt is yourself. You should wear one. It's a good idea. But to make it illegal is a bad idea.
Yeah.
Because if you get in an accident, you're going to die. But only you. You're not going to hurt anybody else not wearing a seatbelt. That's what I'm saying. And I feel the same way about weed, cocaine, heroin, prostitution, gambling. Gambling laws are disgusting. Why not? Who cares? Some guy spends his children's college education on the ponies. That's his choice. He has to deal with the consequences. But that's why we're adults. We can't be coddled by the government all the time.
You wouldn't do very well in Australia, Dave.
It just creates more laws that are
Unnecessary.
unnecessary, and we become a nation of overdoing things like safety and regulations. It's just crazy, man. It's like you got to wrap your child in bubble wrap and put 3 helmets on and knee pads to let them go on a bicycle ride around your yard.
But then there's the
Let them drink out of a
Asian way.
hose and see what happens. They throw a head, another head, so what?
The Southeast Asian way is just like, just do what you want.
That's why I like about here. Yeah.
Yeah.
But a lot of people do die. So there is that kind of way. Like when we're getting the our tiles redone after they came up from some unknown reason, there was a electrical cord. The bloke was jackhammered the cord. And I went, oh, that's power to the bloke doing the tile. He goes, oh, I know. And he goes, power. And I went, okay, there's the switch. So he switched the little power off. He got his little metal trowel. He's sticking it into the cord. He's going away at it. And he goes, good. I went, what? Good. How's that good? And he turns the power back on. Then he gets a bucket of water and just throws the bucket of water all over where the cord is. And he goes, good. I went, oh,
Not good.
not good.
No,
Not good. Not good.
No.
But he didn't die, so obviously he knew it was good. So
That's,
he's done it tons of times.
see, that is a safety test over here. It's like, he didn't die, but he didn't die. You know, you can see somebody doing something crazy. He didn't die. It must be safe to do.
Yeah.
That's the litmus test there. And if he does die at the Buddhist thing, it's like, he was meant to die.
We're reincarnated.
He's going to be reincarnated now. He's going to have a better life.
Indiana Jones wants to know if anybody got sick from street food.
Yes. You will get sick from food here
Yes, you will.
when you first come here.
And not just street food.
I've got
Yeah, not just street food.
No.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about the water.
The water situation,
water.
yes. Yeah.
Do you drink the tap water?
No.
Do you drink the tap water?
Do not drink the tap water.
No.
Okay. No one drinks the tap water.
Yeah, we have
don't drink the tap water in Canada, so there's no way to drink it.
yeah.
Yeah.
We've got a filter as well, filtered water.
Oh, they got a nice big filter too with all the little rocks and coal
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
whatever stuff.
Understand.
We use that for cooking, that filtered one, and we got the blue bottle for drinking. It's only $1 for 20 liters or something. So
Yeah, you get a big 20-liter bottle.
yeah.
Yeah.
$5 deposit on your first one. When it's empty, you bring it back, pay $1, bring a full one back.
Up 3 floors, it's pretty hard.
Yeah, I asked her, I was like, how do you guys get your water? And she goes, oh, Jeremy does it. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
when we go down the street to get our water, we pay a guy on a motorcycle 1,000 real.
Oh, true.
He brings it all the way to our apartment, carries it upstairs right in front of our
Yeah.
door, so I
I
don't
thought you
have
said
to.
Shanghai does it.
That's 25 cents.
Yeah.
I will pay 25 cents so I don't have to carry that thing up,
Yeah.
500 feet.
I think I've been sicker from the water than I have from food.
Yeah.
Things like not being careful, brushing my teeth with tap water and stuff like that.
Salads.
Yeah, giardia is a thing.
Yeah. We've been sick of that for a long time.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, we had that a lot in Vietnam as well. Just,
I haven't been sick in a long time from food, but the thing is, it's like everything else. You build up a tolerance to the bacteria that you're not used to. Think of it like this: when you first start eating different foods here, you're introducing your body to different bacteria you're not used to. And because it's hot all the time here, the bacteria thrives, it doesn't die. So there's a lot more of it. And it goes in your body, and your body has this defense system. And basically they're going, hey, this dude's trying to break into our house. Let's kick his ass and get him out of here. And so your little enzymes are trying to get that out, and it will force them out this way, that way, any way it can, right? And you'll be down for a couple of days, but it'll be all right. After a while, though, they start seeing that, okay, we're sorry we kicked you out. Let's all be friends in here now. And then you don't get sick anymore. Ta-da.
I drink a lot of yogurt. Try to get in that the probiotics drinks.
They have drinkable yogurt.
I don't know if it does anything, but maybe it's a mental thing. But
I think you just like the taste of it.
And I like it tastes. It's quite nice too.
Well, actually, that probably does help. It probably helps. But if you're going to be over here for any length of time, at some point you are going to get a case of the screaming ass goblins. It's going to happen. And you're going to be down for a few days, and you're going to be thinking, oh my God, my life is ruined. I don't know what I'm going to do. But you'll be all right.
That's the when I drink. It's very nice. It's just like yogurt with strawberries. Probably not really strawberry, just like sugar.
Yeah. A lot of sugar here and a lot of things. Like this coffee is half coffee, half sugar.
Yeah.
Or evaporated milk, or condensed milk, which is very sweet also. Which is why I like it.
I think if you get
You get the sugar buzz and the caffeine.
you get bad gastro like that, you just got to keep up the fluids
Yeah, lots of
and
water.
wait till it passes, pretty much.
Yeah, and of course, watch out for the mosquitoes, especially the ones right after dawn and right before dusk, or right after dusk. That's when the ones that carry dengue fever are the most active. So bring some DEET. Spray your exposed bits.
Don't
Whatever
expose
bits
your
are
bits.
exposed, but don't expose all.
Don't
Yeah,
expose your bits.
No,
don't
exposing.
expose all your bits, but spray the bits that are exposed. Nobody cares about your bits. Put your bits away.
When you do come over, make sure you bring a lot of sunscreen and
Yeah, 'cause that's very expensive here.
it's very expensive. I bought a lot of sunscreen and a lot of red, which is like a deep kind of product.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to find too.
Sun cream, and I think I've already said this, I bought like 4 containers, little plastic containers of it's a diaper rash thing, and that's what it's originally meant for. I forget what the name is.
For bites and
You
stuff.
like the tinea.
No, I forgot the name. What's the name I'm thinking of, guys? The little container is originally meant for diaper rash, but I found them on eBay because it works great for bug bites. It works great for itchy
Oh,
skin,
is it pseudo cream?
sunburn, pseudo-cream.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. I bought 4 containers of pseudo-cream, and I'm still on the first one, and it's only halfway. And I use it quite a bit, actually. I'm not going to show you my foot, but well, maybe I can't see it though. I can't get it. But anyway, there's my foot is injured.
It's
got a little, the skin scraped away. It's got a little scab on there because I wear my flip flops, and we went for a long walk the other day.
Oh,
and
when
it
you went to
kept-
Salud.
Yeah,
Salud.
kept rubbing up against my foot, and then it opened up a wound. So I've been doing the pseudo-cream on there. Yeah. But it's healing. And the thing is, here's the thing, like even a minor thing like that over here can be a big deal. If you get cut or if you get some kind of infection, you want to take care of it. Think of it like life and death, because as I said, it's hot here all the time. Bacteria thrives here all the time. And there have been any number of people that have gotten a simple cut that's got a little infection. Back home, no big deal. But over here, all of a sudden, they don't take care of it properly, and it gets serious pretty quick.
Mark said pseudo-cream. So
Pseudo-cream, yes, thank you. Yes.
You're the winner.
Yeah, I see it every day. I got my little bottle, and I can't remember the name of it.
But
I'm getting so old.
drugs here, like not drugs, like antibiotics and like anything, diarrhea tablets, Panadol. You can get that from the pharmacy really easily.
Oh yeah.
It's just like they'll sell you you don't need to buy the whole box. They'll sell you 2. They'll just chop it off and sell you 2. It's if you see the pharmacies here in the afternoon, all the scooters will pull up, all the people hop out, buy their 2 little tablets because that's all they can afford at a time, and they'll hop back on and go home. It's every afternoon you just see the pharmacies full of people getting their just 2 tablets.
Actually, it's the same as when you go to like a little shop in the market and they sell like the individual hair shampoo things. Like people just buy what they need for the day, and
They do that a lot here.
yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Because they don't have the money to buy it for
Alcohol
long,
as
so
well.
yeah.
they get the extra 1,000, 2,000 real. You know, they Just get what they need. Eggs here are the same way. Luke was asking me how come they don't refrigerate eggs. Because people just buy what they need for the day. You never see refrigerated eggs.
We don't really refrigerate in Australia just to keep them fresh. Yeah, you don't have to have them like in Australia. They're just out in the shells. They're not really.
Sometimes you buy the eggs at the market here, and you're gonna have to clean them first, man. They got chicken poopies on them.
Yeah.
Very true.
But they're very
Rustic.
fresh. Very fresh.
Yeah.
About 10.
Oh, so how much do you pay for 10 eggs?
Bone chicken, how much?
មកគ្រាប់600 2គ្រាប់1000
1,000 real?
Oh,
no
$1?
ឆាន់$1
10 $1?
ah,
10 of them for $1.
Good to know.
we got them for $1.25 for 10.
Bone chicken. Bone
Bone
chicken.
chicken
10 $1.
$1
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's good.
So yeah, for about $1.
Yeah.
But they're fresh. People just.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, back in the States, I would buy like a dozen at a time. But over here, it's just whatever they need for the day, 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found the markets here pretty reasonable. Like they don't try and rip you off that much. I think in Vietnam was a lot worse. Like everything was inflated crazy for foreigners or anyone like that. But you have to have your certain people. Like you have your certain fresh fruit, your certain veg, your certain. I never got meat. I'm always a bit skeptical of meat in markets. I couldn't do it. I couldn't go and pick a bit of meat up and touch it, put it back.
It's funny though
So
because
nice, good at
Yeah,
that.
I know. I've seen it.
yeah, but when
She
you
goes
go,
shopping, she's picking up chicken, raw chicken.
Yeah.
Looking at that one, nope, not that one. And then she's wiping it on the bottom of the table. And I'm like, that's not doing anything, that's not doing anything. And then she pick up another. But she's very astute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She knows what she wants. Like they both look the same to me, and I'm just like,
no,
just get one or the other. Oh no! And then she sees something invisible. So not that one.
Yeah, I can't do meat yet. I can do all the vegetables and fruit and stuff. That's I got 3 huge mangoes the other day. It cost me $1.20.
Yeah,
It was beautiful fruit here. So
that is true, man. I love the fruit here.
yeah,
The bananas, everything just seems to be a little sweeter than I found it back in the States. The bananas are really sweet here, I think.
yeah, they're smaller.
Yeah, they're smaller.
Yeah.
So I guess the flavor is concentrated, I guess.
It's the variety of it. That's like a sugar finger or
sugar finger,
a lady finger.
Lady finger.
Or is it one put a sugar?
sugar lady finger.
That's a sweeter one.
A sugar lady finger?
That's a sweeter one.
That sounds like a movie I have on a hidden file. One of my hidden files. The lady sugar finger.
That's not a banana.
Well, maybe she used it.
I
Have
think
you ever
that.
cursed out a local?
Let's get back.
Did I ever what?
Curse out a local.
Oh,
You've been in Cambodia for 2 years. In January 2nd will be 2 years. Have you ever cursed at a local? No.
Don't need to, they're so nice.
I don't. I've never felt the need to curse at a local. I do curse a lot though. When the internet goes out, oh my God. Asking a lot. Here's the thing. I'm not mad. I'm mad because my internet went out, but she takes it so personally. And then I feel bad for getting mad, but I'm still mad, so I'm still cursing. And I'm like, F this, stupid internet, blah, blah, blah. And she's coming up going, I'm sorry. I'm like, you don't, it's not you, it's the internet. It's not you. You don't have nothing to it. You didn't have nothing to do with it.
មីថាអញទៅរៀនមីខ្លះគេដូចថាមែនរួមមែនចេះមីចេះទៅសឹមគ្នាទៅខ្លាចគេលឺទៅថាយើងនឹងនេះថាយើងមីថាអញទៅនេះអញទៅនេះ
I'm just like, it's not your fault. Just leave me alone. Let me have my little bitch fit here. Just let me curse at the gods for losing half hour's worth of work. It's just frustrating when I'm writing, I'm in the zone, I'm not paying attention, and then I go to save or I close it out or something. When I open it up, it's gone because I realized my internet went out. I'm like, no, I just lost a half hour's worth of work.
Yeah, so annoying.
morning ណែបាយណូយើង sit down យើងធម្មតា
If you donate at the link below, though, I can afford my own internet at some point.
បាយវាចាំយើងលេងទៅទីមីប្រាប់ថាកុំឲ្យឆក់លឺទៅខ្លាចគេថាយើងនឹងថាយើងពីរនាក់នឹងឆ្លុះគ្នាខ្មែរគេថាល្អទេយើងមិនចេះតែម៉ែមីចេះថាអញទៅរីដូចវាចេះតែខំមី
Ronald asks,
None of us knew what she's saying, but it was fascinating.
Oh. it's the best miming. I love it. It's great to watch.
It
I
is.
like this is Dave
She's
talking.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da.
This is Dave.
Yeah. Yeah. She does do that. She gets her point across.
Oh yeah.
She does.
And I think what she's trying to say is when he gets mad, he's being a little bitch. And he needs to stop or I'm going to slap him upside the head. If she could speak English well enough, that is what she would be saying.
Yeah.
She just does it.
We got some questions.
Yeah. Ronald, what is your favorite
Anchor Wat built by aliens.
What is your favorite Cambodian dish, Dave?
My favorite Cambodian dish, anything with noodles. I love noodle soup.
Mm.
I love noodle soup. You get the, because the noodles are fresh. They usually make them every day. Like make them, like with flour and water and eggs and things. Well, however you make noodles, I don't know. And the broth is fantastic. That's what makes the soup. And then you got the little tiny pork meatballs, and then they'll put like some chicken bits in there. Then they'll put a lot of fresh herbs and things. And it's you can get huge bowls, like a huge bowl for $1. And that thing will fill you up.
Mm.
And it's just, the broth itself is the thing of beauty. The broth makes the soup like the crust makes the pizza. You can have the best ingredients in the world. If that crust is crappy, the pizza's not going to be good. I feel the same way about noodle soup.
Mm. I'll have to ask you about the the silver pot place.
Oh yeah, I love the silver pot places.
So the food that's in the silver pots, is it cold?
No, it's hot. Sometimes they have a rag. You have to get the rag to lift the lid.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Because if
Is
you
there heat under it, or is it just hot from being cooked and it just kind of stays that way?
Yeah, it's just hot from being cooked because they don't stay open all the time like a regular restaurant.
Yeah.
They cook their food, then they set them out in these silver pots.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes 6 to 8, maybe more.
Mm.
And you just slip the lid on each one till you find this thing you want. Then you point to it. They'll give you a bowl of that, and then they'll give you a plate of rice with it. It's like 75 cents or $1.
Yeah.
And it fills you up. And you get a variety.
Mm.
But
Yeah, I just wondered,
they cook all those things like starting early in the morning,
Uh-huh.
and then they're only there till a certain time. But we've been there right before they close, and some of those pots are still they're still warm enough to eat.
Yeah.
So they never quite get to where spoilage is going to occur or anything.
Oh,
We're just always a bit iffy.
I'm not so much about that, just about it would be strange to eat that if it wasn't warm.
Yeah, and these places don't advertise. If you're just walking around and you see a table and they got a lot of silver pots, that's for you to go and pick what you want and sit down and eat. It's also where you won't find a lot of foreigners, so you'll likely be the only one there.
Yeah.
That's what I like. The language sounds like it came from another planet. They do say Angkor Wat was built by aliens. I've heard that before. I have heard that before, that Angkor Wat was built by aliens. I don't think that's true, but can't say for sure. Aliens, again, one of those things, man. Aliens and Bigfoot. People seem to be into those things. I was thinking about starting another channel, just my skepticism, just explaining why those things are not true.
Do you want to taste Tim Tam now?
Oh,
Australian Tim Tam. This is another one from Australia, very famous.
what is it called?
Tim Tam.
Tim Tam.
Or Tim Tams.
It's a biscuit.
It's a biscuit, chocolate biscuit.
Looks like a cookie.
It is, yeah.
But why do you call it a biscuit?
I don't know.
In America, biscuits are doughy little things you put in the oven for Thanksgiving.
Oh, really?
They're bread. Yeah.
Oh.
You didn't know that? Now this is chocolate. If this is Vegemite on here, I'm gonna be really, really upset. Really, really upset. It's like, I'm gonna do it.
No chocolate? No, chocolate.
Chocolate.
No. You can't,
No?
can't make it.
Hey, don't point that thing at me.
That's what she said.
Did you get that around here? Did you get this around
No.
here? No. It's good.
It's very nice.
Yeah. They're very nice.
The thing with Tim Tams, if you have a hot chocolate or a coffee, you bite off that end and use it as a straw, and it just all becomes like liquid, and then you stick it in your mouth, just like dissolves.
Nice.
It's amazing.
But you have about 0.2 of a second to do that.
Yeah,
before
otherwise
it all
it's good. Yeah, there's a skill, but they're really nice.
It's a biscuit.
Really good.
No, you cannot go off the beaten path. How about landmines? Yeah, if you're going hiking or anywhere, go either get a guide, but do not go off the beaten path into the jungle.
No.
There are still millions of landmines
Mm.
scattered around Cambodia and the countrysides.
Mm.
They don't know where all of them are. The ones they do know, they're actively demining, but it's a very slow, laborious process
Yeah.
because they don't have the money for the fancy equipment, so they have to do it all manually. And they have these rats.
Oh yeah.
Tell them about the rats.
Yeah. So we went to a place. I think it's called. Was it called Apopo?
Oppo?
Apopo, something like that. So they have these rats that they brought in from Africa, from Gambia. They're big. They're called Gambian pouch rats, and they have a very keen sense of smell, and they can sniff out a landmine. So they set up a grid of rope, I suppose, and then the handler runs the rat back and forth along the grid. And if there's a landmine there, the rat will stop and scratch at it. And because they're so small and light, they don't trigger the landmine, and they know where it is to defuse it. But it takes so long to cover, any size land. But most of the land that they're clearing now is so that the local people can go back to using it for agriculture and farming, which is really important in those rural places.
Oh, yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah,
because
it's huge. It's the industry.
Yeah, that's right.
Not just for making money, but people, that's how they live.
Yeah.
Without the fishing, without the rice fields, they would have nothing to eat.
Yeah, so they have some places they use dogs as well that have been trained to sniff it out. And then they use normal metal detectors and things too. But the rats, well, so they said to us when we went on that tour, were more effective than either of those methods.
But they can only be used for a couple of hours. And they're very, they can't be out in the sun.
They're very, very heat sensitive, the Gambian pouch rat.
Yeah, so they cover them in sunscreen.
Yeah, they put some cream down its tail, on its little ears. Yeah, they're really super cute.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't want to go walking around.
No.
Every day somebody loses a limb or a life because of a landmine somewhere in the country.
Theirs worse.
Well, yeah, because that, especially around the borders, I think is worse because that's where all fighting was going on after the Khmer Rouge ended. So everybody was fleeing to the borders, and everybody on both sides just started planting landmines. Nobody mapped out where they were, though, and that was the issue when it came to demining.
Yeah.
There's so many out there, maybe hundreds of thousands that you don't even know where they're at.
Yeah.
Especially if there's a lot of rain too, that can be picked up and brought down further, and it all starts again.
There was a story I read a while ago about a guy out in the countryside in his rice fields, either planting or harvesting rice, I forget which one, but boom, got killed from a landmine. Apparently it had been there all the years he had been doing that, but now because of the water and the rain, it floated up to the surface and he just happened to step on it.
It's terrible.
So even he's lived there most of his life doing the same thing year after year. Completely safe, right? But
probably hacking into it with the machete and stuff too.
Yeah. So you never know. Do not get off the beaten path.
No, don't do that. There's plenty of places to explore that have been cleared and are safe.
Yeah, and they will have markers. Probably not everywhere, and that's the thing to remember. So just because you don't see a danger sign, still doesn't mean you can get off the path.
Yeah.
But most places where there's a lot of foot traffic, will have danger signs along that trail or along that route telling you beyond here.
It's up to you.
Yeah,
don't go.
Beyond here, you can be reincarnated if that's your wish. Step this way, please. Not happy with your life? Step over this line and just keep walking until you hear a boom.
Well, it's a bit of back and forth here about Phnom Penh versus Siem Reap. So
I've never been to Phnom Penh, so
we've been a few times, but not recently, and not since the increase in Chinese development and tourism there. But we've seen photos and read a lot of stuff about how it is now compared to how it was before the Chinese came, and we never really considered it actually.
No, it's a very big. I find it's just I don't like Bangkok either. It's just too big. You can't get like a little sense of community kind of thing, and you don't know. There's parts of like Bangkok you never see.
Yeah.
or never go to. That might be a better part. Like, but it's a lot dirtier too. I found like very seedy. It's a seedy city
Definitely.
from me.
I think from what I've read on the expat forums, I think there's a lot more crime, like petty crime,
Yeah.
snatch and grab kind of stuff going on in Phnom Penh.
My friend that lives in Phnom Penh, he even mentions that. He goes,
Yeah.
there is more petty crime here.
Yeah. So here it feels much more kind of comfortable and easy and safe. I am sure there's stuff going on here, definitely, but you know, you're not going to be that naive about things. But
No.
you can keep out of its way a lot more easily, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, I think very easily.
Yeah.
Because most people, if you're not hurting anybody or you're not breaking the law, you can do anything you want. Really, and nobody's going to bother you.
Yeah.
Like the thing you're doing might be considered like, now you're the weird guy back where you come from. You know,
Yeah.
you're not the normal person.
Yeah.
And some of those
Yeah.
things people back home might even call the police on because you're acting so abnormally. But over here, as long as you're not harming anybody or breaking the law, they'll just let you go on about it. It doesn't matter. I saw a guy down by the river, a white dude, foreigner, wearing some funky clothes. I think I told this story. He had a big boombox, and he was just sitting there by himself on the river with his boombox playing real loud. But he also had a saxophone that he was playing along to the boombox by himself. But he wasn't bothering anybody, and it was like nothing. Nobody stopped to be, what is going on here? What is he doing? Everybody just walked along like it was nothing. Why? Because he wasn't bothering anybody.
Yeah.
So
As
nobody
opposed to-
cared. Back home, somebody would have called the cops in a public park.
Yeah.
They would have.
Yeah. Definitely.
So it's got a good vibe here.
Yeah. And there's an international airport here, which is good, and you can fly to Bangkok if you want to get healthcare that's a bit better than what you can get here. You want to do some shopping, something like that. You can also get a bus quite easily from here to Bangkok. But I think I've heard a lot of talk about the border at Poi Phet. People saying it's not very nice.
It's not very nice. That's why.
You've done a border run there, haven't you?
Poi Phet was not nice.
Yeah. Oh, we haven't been. But
It was just Poi Phet itself was just
yeah.
It's just one of those towns. I mean, it's a border town, and it's got a lot of casinos, a lot of activity, but you don't really get the feeling like you do here, where you can just walk around. And it's one of those places where I think you would always have to kind of watch your back
Yeah.
a little bit more.
Yeah.
Everybody's always trying to con you, trying to get something out of you. But yeah, I do not recommend Poi Phet for a border run. If you ever find yourself in a situation where you have to if you have to do that, I don't recommend Poi Phet. Go to one of the crossings in Vietnam or go to Malaysia.
Yeah,
Oh, I
actually,
haven't either
the
time.
border crossing from Phnom Penh to Ho Chi Minh is really very well travelled and very easy to do.
Yeah.
And we've also done the boat from Phnom Penh down through Chao Doc into Vietnam, which is nice.
Yeah, and they do have a train.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
I'm a train driver. There we go.
in Phnom Penh, they have a train.
There you go. I can do it.
There's a
I
job.
forget where it goes though. I'm trying to think.
It goes to
It's like the south. I think it starts at like a little south of Phnom Penh, like right outside the city, I think. And it goes to not Battambang.
it's Snookville.
Chinookville, yes. So they're.
Is that where all the Chinese?
Oh yeah.
they've
That place has got a really bad reputation now too. It used to be a nice seaside community. A lot of people would go there. It would be on everybody's agenda. Now people are just avoiding it
Yeah.
because of
It's,
all the developments and.
It's a casino land now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not only that, but it's a deep water port, and that's why the Chinese are interested in it primarily, I think.
Yeah, but I've seen there's a video floating around YouTube before and after from just I think 10 years ago or 15 years ago compared to now, and that's a drastic difference.
Yeah.
Like all that nice seaside and empty beaches and things, now it's just construction, building.
Okay.
Camp Pot's lovely though.
They can't find
Really
the
nice place.
Yeah, that's one place I want to go. Camp Pot or Cap,
Cap's nice too.
Mellow.
Yeah.
because Camp Pot is where they have all that good pepper.
Yeah, they do.
They have a lovely mountain there with
Oh,
lots
good
of abandoned buildings and things. It's beautiful.
Just did border run. The key is to go through passport agency. Yeah, that's probably a good.
Yeah.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Paid $60 for the taxi to Thailand border, $120 for personal escort through border. Yeah. So it is going to cost you to do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Somebody asked earlier, and I just remembered that about transportation. If you take a bus or a minivan, you can get most places for $8 to $10 one way.
Yeah, there's a bus
Private
company.
car is going to cost you a lot more, but it's a private car. You have a
Yeah.
lot more room. You can stop whenever you want because you're paying the driver. He's just there to wherever you want to go. But it is going to cost you a lot more. Like if you wanted to go from one side of Cambodia to the other in a private car, you'd probably be paying upwards of $100. And the same thing on a bus or a minivan would cost you maybe 10 each way.
Yeah, we went to Battambang.
Yeah, last time we were here.
Yeah, on a bus, and it cost us $6, I think. It was a decent bus. There was only 7 people in the whole bus. It was a big bus. It was a 24-seater.
Yeah, that's right.
It was like 7 people.
Yeah, I took a big bus once to, I think that was Port Vet. It was when I took the big, long bus. And then I took a minivan to Brava here, which is Singlai's home province or home village. And the difference is a couple dollars in the price, but the minivan is like a clown car because all they do is try to pack as many people in as they can.
Yeah.
And capacity 5, hold my beer. And they will pack, and not only that, but everybody's got packages and bags, and I have my backpack.
Yeah.
You're squeezed in there, and you stop when they stop. So you don't get to say, hey, I need to go to the bathroom. You are going to wait.
Yes.
So it's not the most comfortable, but it is the most local way to go. Everybody seems to just accept that. If you see somebody on there with a chicken in a cage, it's common.
I've never seen
Don't worry about it.
They do stop a lot to pick up packages, but and they'll put those packages under your feet, in front of you, like even practically on top of
You're
you.
like, can you hold this?
Yeah.
Because the driver gets a little bit more extra money
Yeah.
every time he picks a package up
Yeah.
to deliver it to somewhere else.
So they're they're
Yes.
driving for a company, but then they're also getting a little side
Yeah,
money for
yeah.
picking up all the stuff along the
Yeah.
way.
So if you leave the bus station and you got just 2 of you in the whole van, you think, oh great, I got this whole van to myself.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I made that mistake on the big bus. I was
Yeah.
like, it was me and Singlai and then like one other couple. And I'm like, this is a big bus for just 4 people.
Yeah.
We're going to have a party. But by the time we actually left the city and they stopped every couple blocks, it was completely full by the time we actually left on the trip.
Yeah.
So even though they said it was going to leave at like 7:30, you get picked up there at 7:30. But the time you actually leave to go to your destination, probably closer to 8 to 8:30.
Yeah.
Because they will stop everywhere and pick up people at different points that already bought a ticket.
And you can see when you're going down the highway, people put up their hands, just locals will stick up their hands like me.
It's like a taxi service.
Yeah. And the minivan will stop if there's room. If not, just keep on going. Because they know, the people know there's going to be like 50 or 60 of those cars going down the road.
Yeah.
So there's no set time for these people. They probably pay a third of the price, but just to fill up the.
And I think they probably pay the driver directly.
Yeah.
And the company doesn't get a cut of that.
No.
I don't think.
Yeah.
Really?
That's all right.
That's how it goes.
I don't mind. I kind of like going through the company because you have recourse should something happen. We did have one experience with that minivan on the way back. We'd already paid for both ways for me and Singlai. Both ways. We already had the receipt saying, look, there and back. And but on the way back, we had a different driver than the one that brought us there. And he made us pay $10 more. And I couldn't figure out why. I kept saying, look, I have a receipt.
Yeah.
And but the thing is, with the receipt, is that when you first get on, you hand it to the driver.
Yeah.
And he checks it and then he keeps it. So we didn't have the receipt to show him, but I kept saying I had the receipt. I gave it,
Take a photo.
But it's a different driver.
Yeah, take a photo. Take a photo of it.
I should have done
Yeah,
that.
you know that now.
It's little tricks that they do. You think, okay, they're not going to get me again.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I was really mad. I was really fighting it. I was
Yeah.
like, I'm not going to pay you again, man.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pay you. But we had to get back, and we're kind of stuck there.
Yeah.
So we get back, and the first thing I did, I was so mad. I marched right off that bus. Before we even went home, I stopped by the agency we got the minivan at, and I said, listen, let me tell you something about your guy, your driver. And I explained what happened. And but within 5 minutes, man, they had the woman that was running the place. She had her husband go somewhere. He came back with $10.
Covered in
Very
blood. Covered in
apologetic.
blood.
Very apologetic. But even then, I didn't curse at them.
Yeah.
I actually started off by saying, listen, I know this is not your fault
Yeah.
because you're just facilitate the thing, but
Yeah.
I want to tell you something about this, and here's what happened.
I get angry down too much. Claire's calm.
But they took care of it. They gave me back my $10, said they'd have a talk to the driver, but I'm sure that never happened. But still,
Yeah.
I was just like, because they remember me because,
Yeah.
you know, we've used them before.
Mm,
And
mm.
they're right on my street, Street 20. So,
Mm.
and now that place is closed. It was a travel agency. Now it's a beauty salon.
So did your bus actually leave from Street 20 or did you have to go somewhere else?
No, they had a tuk-tuk pick us up right in front of the agency.
Right. Okay.
And then he drove us where the van was leaving from, which was not that far, just on the other side of Highway 6.
I think there's
So there was no need for a tuk-tuk. I mean, I was
No.
like, I could have walked here,
yeah,
but that was included, so I didn't have to pay the driver.
yeah.
Still, I had to walk there.
Well,
That's
we
no
found a
big
place on Street 22 that has minibuses and actually leave from Street 22.
deal. Yeah, normally,
So-
well, that's good. Normally, they want you out in front of where you're leaving, where you bought the tickets.
Yeah. I think there's $8 to Phnom
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Eight.
that's about average,
$8 to
$8.
10, yeah. Depending on the what time of day you go. I think the popular times are 10 and that's
But you can go anywhere you want.
Hmm.
It doesn't matter.
Can teleport to that.
Is it just corruption? Where is Luke from? Okay, well, first of all, it's Luke, L-U-C, because he's from Canada, and obviously they can't spell their name.
It's because he's from the French part. of
Oh, yeah, he's from, yeah. Let's make it worse. He's from the French part of Canadian. His name is Luc Bastion. Is that how you pronounce it? Bastion?
Sure.
Sure.
Luc Bastion. L-U-C. He's from Canada. Hey, I'm very bad. I gotta quit doing accents, man. It sounds insulting, and I'm not.
Terrible.
I'm just terrible at it. Yeah, I'm just terrible.
Jeremy's always.
And then people think I'm insulting them, and I'm like, no, I just think it's cool. I'm trying to sound like you, and now I can't. I'm appropriating Canadian culture, and I should stop.
Oh,
Do you recommend getting tattoos and Siem Reap? Is it hygienic?
there's one that's around the corner.
Yeah, there's a lot of techniques. Like, you can get the traditional ones where they will sit there and by hand,
Do you have to go to the?
but they have a lot of modern ones too, where it's safe. It's safe here. Do your research. Don't get one down a back alley because you're drunk at 3 o'clock in the morning down on Pug Street and some guy sitting there wiping off a needle with a dirty rag going, hey, it's only $5. Don't do that. Do some research, but for the most part, they're safe.
And just remember that you
Really good.
want to keep it out of the sun, which is really hard here.
Yeah.
And
so
you can't
ruins
go
the holiday.
swimming, which is really hard if it's hot. And you want
And it's hot, and so if you get an infection here, it's going to get worse.
Yeah. So they should have some of that, what do you call that, cream they put on?
Yeah,
Soothing cream, and they should cover it up with a little pack.
yeah. So if you come in here just to get a tattoo, you got to live through the time. It's like it's ruining your time actually being in a country that you can't go for a swim. You got to watch your arm doesn't get infected. It may be half the price or a third of the price, but you got no recourse.
Yeah.
You can get it done. Of course, you can get it done, but it's not.
Yeah.
And it's probably hygienic as well, but it's just the things after that, the care after that you're going to get. Do you want to waste your whole 2 weeks here with an infected arm?
And you wouldn't necessarily know that the person that's doing your tattoo is responsible for whatever they show you in the books that they
Right,
have.
yeah.
So,
Yeah. So like I said, you can, but do your research.
yeah.
I remember last Khmer New Year, we were walking, and they had a booth set up in one of the big areas with all the tents, and a lot of people were around it. So of course, I want to know what's going on.
Mm.
And it's got a monk doing the traditional hand tattoos. Some guy came out of the tent, looked at me as the only foreigner there, and said, "Do you want to get a tattoo? We'll give you one for free." And I think it was just to show my expression, probably a good selling point, I'm guessing. And I should have said yes. I always said I'm going to say yes to a lot of new things, but I said no because it's out in the open. I mean, it's underneath a tent, but it's not enclosed. I don't see any
It's supposed to be religious things.
supplies like for disinfecting.
Is he using a piece of bamboo?
Yeah, he's using like a little piece of bamboo, and he's got the little jars of ink,
Yeah.
and he's dipping in.
So he's dipping
Very good,
everybody's
very
bamboo
proficient.
into the
He
same.
was doing a local person there.
Yeah.
Very nice, and
Yeah, yeah.
very nice, very
Yeah.
professional. But I just wasn't sure about the cleanliness.
Yeah.
But they were going to give me a tattoo for free. Next year, I might do that if I get the same offer. I might do that. But you never know.
Be very drunk.
Is it true that the ATM can give you fake 100 US bills? Yes, that's true, but it doesn't happen as many times as you will read about.
Yeah.
Because people exaggerate, and sometimes they're just trying to scam people. Because you got to figure those things are very well regulated.
Yeah.
And a lot of the fake $100 bills will not even read. So for the fact that they have to be put in there by hand by somebody that works for the company that fills up those machines, and the money's already been gone over 2 or 3 times by the time it even gets to that point, then put in the machine, and then the machine has to read and scan each bill before it's distributed. Yeah. Chances are that's not going to happen.
I don't think it's true. I think it's like an urban myth. People say, oh, they got $400 out and they went straight from the ATM and they gave it to me. It's like, but you see, you've watched some YouTubes of people scamming them.
Yeah.
Every ATM, or major ATMs, ABA bank, if you go to the bank itself, has a camera.
Yep.
Has a camera there looking at you. It's a big camera. And in that camera, they when you get there, you got to take your hat off, you got to take your scarf off, they've got to see your face. It's just like going to a normal bank, getting money out of the ATM. And there's people who do that, get the money out, put it in their pocket, get the $100. This is fake. But it's never been proven, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't.
But it's said that it is, but
I've never heard one case that it was like, oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
This happened.
Yeah.
Because think about this. You're running a financial institution here like a bank. And somebody said, I got a couple of fake $100 bills out of your ATM. It would be smart of the bank if they could prove absolutely, yes, this was true. They would give a warning to all their customers.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
Because that makes better financial, because they don't want this to go on and on and on and ruin their reputation.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. I know everybody thinks, oh, they're just trying to cover it up because they don't want to take responsibility. But that doesn't make sense because they're in the business of making money. So, of course, they would contact the customer and let them know, hey, we actually have proof that there were fake $100 bills out of this ATM.
Yeah.
And we're taking measures and you're safe. You know, they want to reassure the customers. But that's never happened.
No.
Yeah. I think we go to
And all I got to go on their Facebook stories. Well, and it's usually a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, friend.
Oh, look at the picture. My friend got these fake $100 bills out of the. Yeah. Well.
No, we just try and use the ATMs that are actually at the branch. And we try to only use the ATM when the branch itself is open, so that if you have an issue with your card, then you're not going to be,
The bank's here open from 8 a.m. in the morning till 8 p.m. Monday to Saturday.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Monday to Saturday,
Good
8
hours.
a.m. to 8 p.m.
Good hours on the bank.
Not from 9 till 4 like Australia.
And not on Sundays or Saturdays.
So and Saturdays same time, 8 a.m. till 8 p.m.
Yeah, and back in America, we thought we had it good because a certain bank would be open from 9 a.m. until noon on Saturday.
Oh my Lord. Yeah.
Like that 3 hours was like, oh my God, I can do banking on Saturday.
Yeah.
Like it's a big deal, And it was like, yeah, it's 3 hours. And it's Saturday, so that means I drank a lot Friday night, so I'm not going to be up by night.
Or just keep drinking till
Does not benefit me.
No.
There is something interesting about having a third shift job like I had, though, where you get out at like 6 o'clock in the morning, you start drinking at 8 o'clock in the morning, you start walking around at noon when everybody's living their normal day, and you're the only one drunk. That makes for some very interesting situations.
And people think you're an alcoholic because you're drinking at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
Like,
people automatically assume, oh,
because
God.
I worked on long distance trains in Australia, so we'd finish 6 in the morning, go to the hotel and have a knockoff drink, and people are leaving the hotels at say 9 o'clock in the morning. You can sit there with a beer in your hand. They think, oh my God, these people are all alcoholics.
Yeah, you will get bills sometimes. They're not fake, but they do have, they might be marred in some way. Like you might have a little rip in it. Somebody might have wrote something on it. They don't accept bills like that here. You go to any business, even if it's got a little tiny rip in the top, they are eagle-eyed. They will get on that. And they'll say, no, we can't do that. So you will have to have them exchanged. Sometimes the bank will do it. Sometimes you have to go to a money exchange place in which you will be charged in order to get a good bill.
Yeah.
So when it comes to your USD, your American money, your United States dollars, Be sure it's in the best condition possible. Don't fold it up like you normally would. Don't crinkle it up, throw it in your pocket. Keep those as fresh and crisp and nice as you can. Now the local currency, I said it could be covered in a big pile of dung and ripped one corner off and been rolled up into a ball sitting in your pocket for 3 days. And still, here you go.
Yeah.
They'll take it. Because officially, and I know this is a big misconception, so let me tell you this. Every place here will take USD, but they don't have to. It is not an official currency of Cambodia. I don't know if you realize that. It's not official. The government does not officially recognize USD as an official currency of Cambodia. It's just accepted everywhere. So they don't have to take it if they don't want to. So, because I know people try to argue. It's like, it's just a little rip. You have to take it. I'm trying to pay you. No, they don't. It's not their money.
You can get real from the ATMs as well.
Yeah.
They'll spit out you get $20 is a lot of real.
Yeah, if you break 100, like we've been to places before, and we'll go to break $100 bill, like at a wing place or something, and they'll give it all back to you in real. That is $100 is like a big stack of. I mean, you feel like a rich man walking around. Well, I'm going to make it rain. Oh no, let me pick that up. I need that to pay my rent.
When we first came in here, we got $50 worth of real, and they went, because we thought, real, you got to get real to get real.
Yeah,
you get real to get real.
Gotta get real.
To pay for everything, we thought. So we said $50, thanks. And we got the $50 note. And they went, what do you want to do with this? Oh, we want it in real. And I looked at us like, are you crazy? And they gave us this big wad of money. Went, okay, that's why you don't get it in real. Okay.
If you can't avoid it, but you can't avoid it altogether. You're going to pay for something with a $5 bill. They're going to give it back to you in real. You're always going to have a combination of USD and real in your pocket.
Markets are the best place to use real because that's the best bargaining with real.
They deal in real.
Yeah.
Ideally real.
Do you have to show passport to go to massage parlors? No. You do not have to show a passport to go to massage parlors.
Depends which country it's in.
You might, unless that's your pet name for your genitals. Hey, you want to see my passport? Wink, wink, nudge. Yeah. But here's something I do want to say, and I did mention this in my book, which you can buy down below. Live in Cambodia, a guide for living in the Kingdom of Wonder. I'm not one to sell you anything, but I have a book. It's about living in Cambodia. The link's down below. You should buy it. Anyway, one of the things is that, what was I talking about? Right before I got into
Massage parlors?
Massage parlors.
Yeah,
but it wasn't that. It was about, passports. Your passport is the most important document you are going to have over here as a foreigner, especially, tourists, sure, but especially as an expat. The amount of stories I've seen of people losing their passports. Like, hey, I got out of the bar at 3 o'clock in the morning. I think I lost my passport in the tuk-tuk. I might have left it at a bar on Pub Street. I'm walking down the street. It's crazy to me. You should take care of that thing like it's your genitals. Be very careful with them.
Just like leave them around.
Don't take them with you. Make copies of your passport page and your current visa page. Make photocopies. Carry them in your wallet. Carry them in your pocket. Because I'm telling you, I know that should be obvious. And a lot of you might be saying, well, you don't have to tell me. I'm not an idiot. But when you come over here and start seeing the amount of people that are posting, I lost my passport here, I lost my passport there, I can't find my badge. It's crazy to me. Like, you need to take care of that document more than anything. Because you can't, there's very little you can do here without it. And trying to get a new one from your embassy is going to take time and money, and it's going to be a big hassle.
Yeah, and then you lose your visa as well. So you're under a used passport and new visa.
Yeah.
Messy.
They won't just give it back to you.
Oh no, best avoided.
Yeah. I mean, now there are instances where sometimes, they get turned in. But that's the other thing. I've seen people like businesses who say, hey, they'll show the person's passport page with all the pertinent information blacked out. They'll say, does anybody know this person? They left their passport here. And the amount of times you see that, I'm telling you, will stagger your mind. It's like these people are not careful with the most important document they have here.
No,
So,
that's crazy.
Speaking of passports, it wasn't about a massage parlor, but yeah, take care of your passport.
That's why when you do your visa extension, you want to make sure you give it to some like a reputable company because you're going to be without it for 3 weeks, and you want to know that it's someone trustworthy that's got it.
The guy in the back of the motorcycle repair shop that says, he can do your passport and it'll save you money. He can do your visa extension. Don't give him your passport. It's going to wind up at a shop. It's going to wind up being sold somewhere. And then he's just going to say, I sent it. I don't know what to tell him.
That's the whole thing with the license. Was we could have done it, and it could have cost us $100 each, and it'd be a lot cheaper. But what's the point? It's not worth it.
It's too risky.
Yeah. Hey, Mark. Bingo, all street food, local shops. It's all about the real. Yes. Mark Smiley, interesting Avengers. Another Aussie. Hey, look, I got people that speak your language. He's like hanging out in around here when I did that TikTok video, my long TikTok, right? He said I was out in his neck of the woods, so it was pretty far out. But his channel was listed in all my videos. Also, Mark Smiley, interesting adventures.
Oh yeah.
Oh, was that when you went to look at the shop front or house or something?
Yeah. I just did. I had all this footage of a long TikTok ride, and I didn't want to add it to the end of the last video because that would have made it like a 45 minute video, and the end would have been nothing. I wasn't talking. I wasn't saying anything. I was just shooting the scenery. So that's why I did that as a separate video, just with music over it.
Don't pancake?
I don't want pancake.
Yeah.
Pancake?
Don't pancake?
Yeah, pancake.
Yeah.
No. Boy, since when?
Sleep at night.
Since when are you tired? Oh, she's tired.
No sleep. Maybe sleep that. Oh, I want to try it.
Oh, yeah, because she likes going to sleep like 9:30, 10 o'clock, and I'm up till like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. So I turn off the lights. I try to be polite, but I'm sitting there on my laptop and I'm watching YouTube videos and doing other things. But the light coming off that bothers her. She's a very sensitive sleeper. She is. Like, she wakes up like that. And me, I'm just dead to the world when I go to sleep. So she doesn't get enough sleep, and then she gets grumpy. Grumpy cats. Grumpy Kamai. Grumpy Kamai cat. And then, of course, we got up early to come over here because this is morning time here. It's very weird because, normally I like to have some beer while I'm doing this, but it's 8 o'clock in the morning or whatever.
It's either we have beer or they have beer.
Yeah, that's it. Because of the time,
Yeah.
I decided to do it at a different time this time to see if more people wanted to join, if it's better for people at this time, or
How many people came last time?
Oh, I don't know. I never keep track of that. I always try to think about most people are going to watch this on a replay. Like usually my live stream videos, after I'm done with the live stream, the next couple of days I'll get like 130, 120 views on top of whoever shows up live.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people lurking, and that's fine.
Oh, Dave said it tasted like dirt.
No,
he said it was earthy.
It was earthy. It had an earthy taste, the Vegemite he put on a roll with cheese also, but I couldn't taste the cheese because it has a very powerful taste. It kind of took away from the taste of the other ingredients.
I numbed it down from a dollar.
It wasn't bad. It was just earthy. It tasted. But again, like I said, when you first look at it, it looks like chocolate.
And I find it tastes like molasses.
Yeah.
It looks like chocolate. So when you see something that looks like chocolate, your brain is thinking, ooh, I'm going to taste chocolate. And then when you taste it, and it does not taste like chocolate.
No.
There's a disconnect, and you're like, oh my God, what's going on? Your taste buds are doing one thing, your brain's like, what are you doing to me? That kind of thing.
Well, someone's in from a cool country.
Checking in from Calgary, Canada. Hey, Ed.
Hello.
Fellow Canadian right there. Ontario. He's from Ontario. I know Ed's suffering through a harsh winter. There's that. And me too, man. I feel you. It got below 65 degrees Fahrenheit here at one point.
I think that's below 20 in
Yeah.
our language.
In people language, that's like Celsius something Celsius. One day I'm going to learn how to do that, and I'm going to surprise you guys by reciting things off the top of my head. Because on the phone, we have a weather app, and it always tells me the Celsius. So if I want to tell people back in America what the temperature is, I always got to go to Google and go, 21 degrees Celsius is how many in degrees? So Google is my friend.
How do you go with the
I was born in Ontario, Hamilton.
How do you go with the remote for the aircon? Because it's in Celsius.
Oh, we don't. The remote for our aircon has never worked. When we want to use the
you
aircon,
just have to turn it
I actually have to get on a chair because it's way up high. Got to get on a chair and open up the panel and push the button on and off.
Yeah,
And it's set, whatever it's set at, that's
Yeah.
what we always keep it at.
Yeah.
I don't know what the temperature is
okay.
because our remotes never work and I'm not going to buy batteries. Why am I not going to buy batteries, Luke?
Because you're an idiot.
Because I'm cheap. I'm frugal with my money. I'm not going to buy batteries for that. I can get on a chair and just push a button. Why do I need batteries?
I suppose it's that extra step to using the aircon. It might discourage you as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I'm really hot. I should turn on the aircon, but
Can't be bothered.
I'm watching a movie on Netflix. I don't think so. Maybe tomorrow. But I don't use aircon a lot, as I said. And if you missed it, his bill was $69 and some change. And he runs his all the time.
Even when I'm not there.
At 16 degrees.
At 16 degrees. And
Is that 50 degrees? 50.
No idea.
So
60, or around 60.
well, 40. 100 is 40.
Wait, somebody gave me that answer earlier.
No idea.
It's Google.
Yeah, turn the AC on and watch a gecko scatter. You do get geckos.
Oh.
I like the geckos. I know I got a couple at least
Yeah, I
moving
like
to
them.
my apartment.
Yeah.
They don't even know that. Ooh.
Yeah.
They do. Yeah, actually, that happens a lot in Australia. They short out the fan for your aircon.
And they stink.
Yes.
Oh, and they have salmonella, so it's best not to touch the geckos.
Or eat them.
Let them live, but like they leave a trail sometimes along your walls or ceilings. Just don't try to touch it with your hands.
The little ones are very cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they have salmonella, but they're good for getting rid of bugs. They are. Yeah. They're really good for that. They don't, and they leave you alone, man. They'll run away if you get too close. So you don't have to worry about it. It's not going to bite you.
Anyway.
Yes, $70 a month. He runs it 24/7 at 16 degrees.
So that was his first electric bill. I don't run mine hardly at all, but I usually have a fan on. And my electric and water is like $30 a month.
Yeah, that's
But water is only about $5, so really I'm about $25 to $30 a month in electric without running the AC a lot. That's my bill.
Cashing his 401k.
I quit my job, I got my temporary pension, my 401k, I'm going to Cambodian 3 months to English, maybe I'll walk into you guys sometime. You sound like me, Robert.
Yeah.
I did it the opposite way. I got my temple while I had my job, and then I quit my job. Then I cashed out my 401k, took all my GoFundMe money, put that all together along with the money I saved into one bank account, and moved here.
That's what I did too.
That's what he did too.
What's a 401k? Yes.
401k.
Yeah, 401k is your retirement plan
Ah.
if you're working at a place because they got rid of pensions.
Is that like
Yeah.
your superannuation?
Yeah, it's super
It's insane.
insane.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. They take a certain portion of your money that you dictate and put it into a fund that helps it grow and multiply with stocks and bonds and
Yeah.
things.
Mm.
Then every week a certain amount gets taken out, and then it accrues over time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's the same as super for
Same.
us.
It's a
Yeah.
scam, but it's the only way to really save money from your job now because they got rid of pensions.
Yeah.
I think it's compulsory in Australia to have super, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's weird because they charge you, like, it's your money, you've already earned it. But let's say you have like $10,000 in your 401k and you need an emergency, you have an emergency, you need to borrow $2,000 from it, they're going to charge you.
It's not taxed when it goes in.
No.
Are you allowed to take all of
They're going
that?
to charge you. Yeah.
Yeah, I was in Canada, you can't.
Yeah. Our rules are
You're
really
only allowed,
different too.
say if it's like 50,000, they keep 25 and you get the rest. But
See,
you're not allowed to touch the other 25.
I don't like that because it's like,
The rules
Again.
change every week. Though.
again, the government just gets
Yeah.
involved. You earn that money
Yeah.
and you save it and you should have access to it whenever you want for whatever you want. Even if they say, hey, if you do that, when you retire, you're going to be poor and broke and living under a bridge. You should be like, but that's my choice. Give me my money because I earned it. It should be that simple. Everything's so complicated. But yeah, that's what I did. I just cashed out. I didn't have mine for long though. Because I never believed in it, but I thought, well, that's a good way to save money. Welcome to live chat. Oh, I'm also retaining $600 a month because I got my $600 a month. That's your government pension. Yeah.
That's retiring on 600. Oh, okay.
Yeah. If you're like me, not cheap, frugal, easy.
Careful.
You can live on $600 a month.
Oh yeah.
Earthy.
Earthy.
Even if you're not frugal, you can. Depends on what you pay for your apartment.
Yeah. Like we were just walking here, and I swear those apartments down the street are probably $80 to $100 a month.
Are they the ones in the corner?
Yeah, the local ones, yeah.
Yeah.
The little ones.
I was just looking at
Most of the
those.
ones in our
I was just
area.
looking at those going. I mean, just from looking at other comparable looking places, I'm like, oh yeah, these are easily $80 to $100 a month. Yeah, because it's an older building. You can tell they've
They're
got a
$1,000 a month because of
Oh, yeah.
here.
Yeah, you can live real
$1,000 a
good
month.
here on $1,000.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah. You can get a bottle of bourbon, Jim Beam, 1 liter for $9.98. I don't know if that's what's up in America. Is alcohol dear in America? It's dear in Australia because we have a lot of taxes.
Dear.
Like expensive.
It's pretty. Yeah, no, that's cheap.
Yeah.
Nah, $10.
Yeah.
$10 is cheap.
For a liter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, once you get here, those the day-to-day expenses aren't very much. It's just keeping on top of your visa.
And getting things you might need, like you move into an apartment. You know, sometimes they come furnished.
Yeah.
But sometimes they won't. And even if they do come furnished, there might be extra things you need or you want. So those one-off things you're going to buy when you first get here. And so the first couple months, maybe, you're going to be going through way more money than you might think. But after that, it just slows all way down and you notice your expenses being cut, every single day because the day-to-day is so cheap.
And I think you naturally start going out for meals less the longer you're here as well. It just naturally happens.
Yeah.
But they're not dear.
It's cheaper to drink beer than fruit shakes. That is true.
It's cheaper to drink a beer than it is to buy a Coke.
Yeah. Beer is cheaper than, like a fruit shake. It's about the same price as a Coke or a Sprite, 50 cents. Pack of smokes, the most I've seen is $1.50 for a pack of Marlboros.
Wow.
The cheapest I've seen are, of course, what I smoke because I'm frugal.
Not cheap.
These right here, Cambos, they're called.
Hey,
The little
Cambos.
picture of the dead little baby there. And by the way, all cigarette packages here had these horrible pictures of infections and things and diseased lungs and dead babies,
Yeah, toes falling off.
toes falling up.
Yeah.
And that's good as a warning that you shouldn't smoke because it's bad for you. But I always prefer the one with the dead babies because I don't have any babies, so it doesn't affect me
Yes.
emotionally like a toe.
Yeah.
My toe would affect me.
Yeah.
But anyway, these are the cheapest I found. These are 25 cents per pack.
Oh, God.
1,000 real per pack. You can get a carton for $2.50.
Wow. How much is a pack in Australia? No.
$30 someplace.
Yeah, well, a
Yeah.
pack in the United States when I left, and I come from a cheap part of the United States. It was like $9. One pack.
Mm.
ก็มีชาวมณีปีโป้มีการไปให้วันเดียวพอก็นาอีกโนอีกแต่ก็รีบเกี่ยวมาก่อน
I eat. Oh, not when I'm drinking.
Yeah.
That's what she means. Yeah. Yeah, when I drink, I don't eat.
แต่
Because I drink so I can get drunk. If I eat, that's going to slow that process down.
มันเดย์กับซันเดย์
It
How
makes
much
sense.
to take a lady out?
Well, it depends
How
on
much
what
to take
you-
a lady? It depends on the lady. Yeah.
Depends on how much you have to pay for it.
It depends on the lady and
Depends on what she charges for the hour.
yeah. If you mean take her, if you mean take her out on a nice date, that is going to depend on the lady. If you mean take her out, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, that also depends on the lady. But that'll be about $25, $30. So I've heard.
Yeah, $25
That's
a
honey.
pack.
That stuff you had was not honey.
Where's it from? Thailand, isn't it?
That's from China.
Is it? I thought it was Thailand.
Very cheap lung buster. Yes. $25 a pack in Australia sounds about right.
Mm.
$16 a pack in Alberta.
Wow.
$500 to take a lady out?
Oh, wine and
What?
dine.
I think.
God, I hope not. If I was going out with some chick and it was going to cost me $500, I'll stay home. Porn is free. I'm just saying, it's not worth it.
500.
Let's put on a movie, man.
So if you want to go out for a nice meal, have some drinks, $20 is going to cover it in a nice place.
Yeah.
Not wine, but wine's quite expensive.
Wine is kind of expensive and it's not really like good quality.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's good. It's fine.
Yes.
It's kept.
Yeah.
It's not kept well.
But nothing spectacular.
Hmm.
But yeah, $20-$25.
You'd be talking
That's
about
a
a
nice
nice
place.
meal in a
Yeah.
nice place for that money.
So that's like back home. That would be like a movie, popcorn, drinks,
Yeah.
maybe a pizza afterward. So standard.
You went to the movies, didn't you, Dave? The Cineplex.
Oh yeah.
It was $2. $2 for a adult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$2 to see a movie, and they have first run movies here too.
Yeah. It's really nice when a couple of days ago, the new Star Wars is coming out in the 19th.
Yeah.
That's $2 to watch when I see that. I
And
think
they're in English?
the subtitles are down the bottom, I think.
Yeah.
It's in
I think they're in English with
with combined at the bottom, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll have it written on the poster. It'll say either KR and then in parentheses ENG, which
Mm.
means it's Khmer with English subtitles, or to say ENG and in parentheses KH, which means it's in English with Khmer subtitles.
Yeah.
So you can watch it whatever language you want. There will be subtitles at the bottom though. So if that's a deal breaker for you to see a movie, then probably don't. They do have first run movies, but the thing is, some of them are very popular, just like they are in the West. I remember I wanted to see Avengers Endgame when it first came out here, but by the time I tried to get tickets, it was a no-go. I said, what about tomorrow? They were already all sold out for all the showings up to the next week. And I was just like, oh, I'll try again. Yeah, because the theaters aren't as big, so they're,
No.
they got one movie shown in one theater. So like something like Avengers Endgame would be shown like multiplex back home, like maybe 3, 4, 5 out of 12 theaters. This one has maybe 4 theaters, each one showing a different movie.
Yeah.
So you got to get your tickets in time for the big.
Yeah, it's
For the big ones.
Small cinema.
Where'd you meet
But
your
it is
lady,
very nice.
Dave?
Where did you meet your lady, Dave? My lady, Dave. So you forgot to add the comma in there. I'm sorry, that's my English teacher coming out. Where did you meet the lady, Dave? No. Where did you meet the lady, Dave? See, add the comma. Or actually, we met at a bar. Met at a bar downtown.
Pardon?
You meet us good most of the time.
You do. You do.
You do. You always meet the good ones at a bar. Okay, Ed, I'll see you later, man.
Bye.
From Canada.
Hell's
Okay.
Steakhouse and Abacus restaurants.
If you want to.
I haven't been to either of those. Someone has asked me about Genevieve's and George's before. I haven't been to either of those either.
Has the lady there got any sisters? Yes. She does, but they were all married.
Damn.
Well, she has I think,
Brothers.
you, Bangsarai. How many? 1, 2?
បងស្រីមួយប្អូនស្រីមួយ
Okay, one older sister, one younger sister, and okay, what about bro?
បងប្រុស
Bang bro.
ជីដូន no nine
One's a monk.
One's a monk.
Yeah, that's right. I
Yeah.
remember that video.
One of her brothers is a monk, but she's got a couple brothers too, I guess.
Mm.
She got one younger sister, one older sister, but they're both married.
Joanne.
She does have a daughter. Her daughter is only 14 though, so don't think about that for 4 more years.
Back in a sec.
Daniel Kelly, no, the lady beside you. Oh, that's not mine. That's Jeremy's wife. The lady that was sitting here, her name is Claire. Jeremy is her husband. He's just in the kitchen, but he's
Cooking.
cooking. Yeah, but he's been over here. Yeah.
She has no sister.
Sanglai over there. Come here. Yeah. Come here, show your face, say hello. Yeah.
Not the one.
Yeah. There you go.
Hello.
That's Sanglai. That's who I thought you meant. Although she's been sitting over there in her chair for the whole time. As you can see, she got some fancy new duds. Her thing is clothes. She likes clothes.
It's by the
You'll be over next week. Where are you coming from?
it's by the bar at King Water. It's great. Good breakfast.
I'll be over next week.
No, could cow.
Cow.
ឆ្ងាញ់ណាស់
Oh, she's watching YouTube. Somebody eating on YouTube.
Raw cow, I think she's
Thailand, eating in Thailand.
Raw cow.
My queens.
She's watching something on YouTube, not even my life. I'm not her favorite YouTuber, by the way. I'm not. Her favorite YouTuber is Mark Weens.
Oh,
Queensy.
we love Mark Weens.
Right now she's sitting there while I'm live streaming, watching somebody else eat in Thailand.
Yeah, we love my queens too.
Yeah. The
Do you
delicious
keep
face.
pets? No, I do not have any pets. My apartment has two dogs,
Lots of dogs.
and they're both my buddies. They don't get along. The older dog, he's just kind of grumpy. He doesn't like the younger puppy,
$1
but they're starting to get along better.
Oh, wow.
But I treat them like my own. Feed them all my leftovers. He comes in,
Oh.
sleeps underneath my bed. Whenever our doors open, you usually generally have one dog or the other up there somewhere.
Dogs everywhere.
We keep pets. There's a pet shop around the corner from us that sells fish, like lots of those Siamese fighting fish in little jars.
Yeah.
And they've also got rabbits and a few other things. So I was thinking making a video there, actually. It'd be quite interesting.
Yeah, they do have pet stores here. You can
Yeah.
buy various animals.
Mm.
But dogs are not hard to find. Just,
Yeah.
oh my goodness.
Everywhere down the street, just walking around.
There's tons of them.
They're everywhere. So, okay. He's eating his pancakes. He's going to eat his pancakes. I'm going to go downstairs and have a cigarette. These guys are going to start out with their 5 things they love about Cambodia and 5 things that annoy them about Cambodia. So if you really want some information, this could tell you a lot about a place to stay like Cambodia. Me, I have a pack of cigarettes. I haven't had a pack of cigarettes for almost 2 hours. That's pretty good for me. So I'm going to walk all the way down the long flight of stairs. Walk outside, have a smoke. I'm going to walk all the way back up. And in the meantime, we're going to have Claire, Luc Baston, because he's French, and Jeremy give you their views, things they like, things they don't like, and then I'll come up and give you mine. I won't know what they're saying because I'm not taking their phone. So it might be the same. It might not. It'll be a surprise for everybody.
It will be.
So I'll be right back. But these guys are going to be here. You're in good hands. Oh, sorry about the crotch shot.
That's extra.
Yeah. Be sure to tip me at the donate button below for that.
We haven't got
That's the way it normally works. Oh, I sat way too long.
Well, that chair's very uncomfortable.
I just sit in the middle and eat food.
No, that's very comfortable for your food.
It's a bit hot. Lounge.
Watching people eat food.
I'll
Where's
start. Yours?
Oh, no.
There's a girl over here. I don't know what you want.
Oh, little girl.
Oh,
She lives here.
Yes, she does. I guess you should start, Luke.
Since you finished your pancakes.
Yes.
Just eat 3. Just eat 3.
3.
Yeah.
Well, we could do one of each, and then
Yeah, okay.
What's one of each?
One best, one worst.
and then we'll keep
One
going
best,
until we're
one
exhausted.
worst.
Yeah.
The thing I hate the most about this place is all the dogs outside and the cats. Especially at night, they don't stop barking and, and they keep you up all night. And that's horrible here for that.
I'd agree with the dogs. They gang up in packs and they chase you. It's not nice.
It's more they have like a the dogs have like they have zones or like what was it called? Like a area they have to do territory.
Mm.
And if you go into their territory with another dog, they go crazy, and then that dog can't go here, and that dog can't go there, or they all start fighting, and they just lay on the road. Like if you're on a tuk-tuk or a motorcycle, they will not move. Just lie there like a bum.
In the daytime, I reckon that's because at night they're so busy taking care of the dog business.
Yeah, marking their territory.
Tuck it out.
Yeah, they're like gangs here. They're like
They're horrible.
It's same as but there's the upside of that is there's no or not many rats.
True. I think we didn't notice nearly as many dogs in Vietnam, but so many rats. No, rats. We had rats in our house.
Yeah.
Huge.
Well, there's some around here too. But
They do eat a lot of dog in Vietnam. They do eat the dogs and cats.
the rats?
No, not. They eat the field rats. The dogs and the cats. The Vietnamese eat dogs and cats. Not everyone. It's more up north.
It's more of a traditional cultural thing.
Yeah. There's actually big shops.
And they eat dogs
end of the month.
certain times of the month.
Yes.
Considered to be more
Lucky or something.
Yeah. So I think the dog meat restaurants don't open in the first half of the month, only in the last half.
So there's no real problem with dogs in Vietnam.
Yeah, I like that.
But it goes the other way that there's thousands of rats. Like big rats, like the size of dogs.
Oh, river rats, hey?
Yeah.
Massive.
So what's your favourite thing?
Probably how cheap the rents are.
Yeah.
Money wise.
I have to refer to my notes. I made notes. Yes. We talked about one of the things that I don't like a little bit earlier. We touched on it when we were talking about passports and things, is that if you live in Siem Reap or Battambang or wherever, it's frustrating because all of your documents, like your passport or to get a license, that sort of thing, everything has to go to Phnom Penh to be done. So I find that frustrating and annoying.
Yeah. Everything's really focused around Phnom Penh. Like even getting a license, you have to go all the way to Phnom Penh to get a license. So it's pretty crazy that you have to do that. But there's all these driving schools, or even crazier that a 6-year-old kid or any kid that can actually get on a scooter can ride it. It's legal. Anyone that can actually get on it and make it go forward, you can ride it. It's pretty amazing when you do see like a little scooter go past and it's like a grade 2 or 3 or 4 with 3 kids on the back just smashing down the road. No helmets.
5 people on
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, so that's a negative thing. Positive thing. What did I have there? Just trying to think of things that were a bit different to,
The norm.
the norm. Yes, I think, one of the things that I notice as soon as I come here is that time seems to slow down a lot. You end up with a lot more time during the day to do things and just a slower pace of life than what we're used to back home, which is really nice. Although all I seem to be doing with that time is sleeping. I've just been sleeping so much since we've been here.
Well, before we came to Cambodia, we did have a very hectic few months. I became a train driver. That took about 9 months.
You were serious about that? I thought you were joking when you said
Yeah.
that.
No, I became a train driver. And I've driven no trains because I finished my course. I've driven a lot of trains, just not by myself, but I'm technically a qualified train driver. That was 9 months, just full on 9 months. Intense 9 months learning that. Before we came here, we renovated our house so we could get tenants, had a horrible experience with a contractor. So our 1 week bathroom renovation turned into a month of pain and misery. But we got that done. We rented out our house, packed up all our stuff. I think we moved into a Airbnb for 3 or 4 days before we left.
2 nights.
2 nights.
Yeah.
And then we flew out to Bangkok, then straight here.
So you guys plan on staying here forever, or just
Claire's got a contract for a year. So from then we'll see what happens. But hopefully, fingers crossed, it all works out well.
Yeah. We might move somewhere else. We might stay here and use it as a base. Who knows? We'll just see. Take it as it comes. I guess we'll know a bit more once we've been here 6 months or so. Oops, how that's going. At the moment, I'm on long service leave from my job, so I still have a job in Australia, but that goes until June next year. So at that point, I'm expected to either return to the job or to resign. So
Resigning.
I don't think I can go back.
We're just doing 1 and 1 equals 5. It's a bit long. So my favourite thing here is the freedom people have to do or start certain things, like start a company, local people, or start an enterprise.
That's a good one.
There's not that much red tape to do things. You've got a bit of money, you can give it a go. A lot of people do fail, obviously, but if it's your dream to open up a coffee shop, open up a restaurant, something like that, there is a lot of failure. I'm not saying it's a smart thing to do, but if you want to, you can. Just get the backing of, you've got the money, you get the backing of a local person, sign a lease, and away you go.
You can have a crack at it.
You can have a crack at it, have a go. That's one of my positives of Cambodia. The negatives is the rubbish and the burning of the rubbish and just the general rubbish. There's rubbish. They don't. Everything is plastic. Lots and lots of plastic here. There's a lot of NGOs in Siem Reap starting to get into controlling the rubbish, recycling, but it's probably going to grassroots of the schools. You have to get into the schools, teach the kids, and teach. Like in Australia, we had a thing called Keep Australia Beautiful, which was a big thing in all the schools in Australia. Like put things in the bin to recycle. It's probably a mentality you got to get from an early age, which these people haven't got because they've seen their parents do it, they've seen their brothers do it, they've seen their sisters do it. Just throw it.
But until recently, we had a lot of single-use plastics. It's only very recently those have been phased out in Australia.
Yeah.
And that was a big, it was a big step for most people over there to start taking their own bags shopping.
Yeah, it was the end of the world to bring your own shopping bag.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, it's just a natural thing. It'll happen. It's all knee-jerk. It's just like other things in the world. Like Australia got rid of guns pretty well quickly, and there was always thinking, you're going to lose this, you're going to lose that. There's actually more guns in Australia now than there was before they took the guns away. Just that they're actually better managed. You have to go through and do a lot of courses. You could have a gun safe. So it's not that people haven't got guns. People are just managed better. It's like
yeah. That's one thing I think it's okay to restrict. Well, someone said, "Is your school air conditioned?" Yes, it is.
What's that?
Huh?
What's it?
Oh, Indiana Jones just asked if the school was air conditioned where I'm going to be teaching.
Oh yeah, Claire's in a fancy school.
But most schools aren't.
No, she's in a fancy
Most
school.
schools aren't.
Yeah, she's.
How many hours a week? I don't know. It's 22.5 teaching hours, but I don't know the rest of it, the planning, the preparation. I don't know whether I'm expected to be there for the time beyond that 22.5, how that works. But hey, I'm just here to have a crack at it and see how it goes.
Should be good.
Yeah.
CV was that or something?
Pardon? Any tips for handing out CVs? When we came over here in June, July, I took my CV into 2 places, and one of them is the one where I'm eventually going to be working in January, and the other one I never heard back. Like I actually asked to put it in someone's hands who would be the person best placed to talk to me about it, and they never heard a word. But I mean, 2 schools is, it's a drop in the ocean here. There are so many schools. Like you just need to walk around this area. Outside of our alley, you go past one, down the street 20 meters, there's another one. Sometimes there's 2 or 3 like right beside each other. It's just crazy.
Do you want to jump into that one? Oh,
Yeah, you gotta do yours. You gotta do yours, Mike. You're the
Yeah.
last person left to do your favorites.
Oh yeah, we kind of jumped into questions from here.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah.
You gotta do
Yeah,
yours.
schools, CVs, get a packet together. Your packet should include a cover letter, your resume, or your actual CV. Attach a passport size photo, separate to everything. Put it in a manila envelope, seal the envelope, write your name on the outside, and pass those out. Those are your packets. Go to any schools, hire a tuk-tuk for a day, work out a deal, $5 for a couple hours. Plan your route to make efficient use of your time, and just pass them around at any schools you see.
And do you recommend leaving a phone number or an email as the best way for them to contact you?
Definitely, you have to have a phone number,
Yeah.
at least. But a phone number or email would work.
I think that was the problem, is that I didn't have a phone number listed on there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they don't really do email as much.
yeah. They don't really like doing things over the internet that much. Even if you see an ad that says, send your resume to this email address, a lot of times those don't even get read. It's just something they have to do. If you see an ad that says, send your CV, find out the name of the school and just go there. It looks good on you, and you can be sure that you have a packet you can physically hand in.
Yeah.
So you're more likely to at least get some bonus points for instead of just sitting in your apartment typing away. You actually took the time to dress up, go to the school, drop it off.
That's funny, because back home it's the opposite. If you walked in, no one would take that from you. They'd say, no, you must follow the procedure. We said email, you must email.
People
Right.
on the
Yeah.
school board and go there, don't they?
Yeah, yeah.
It's not the same.
A good recommendation would be to do both. Have a
Yeah.
copy of your CV in a doc format or Word format. Go ahead and send it in the email, but then that same day go and say, hey, I sent you a copy of my email like your advertisement said, but I want to hand you my whole packet. It's got the cover letter, my CV, your copy of your TEFL certificate, all your qualifications. Anything you have, any kind of positive dealings you've had with children, I don't care what it is. You were a babysitter, doesn't matter, camp counselor, any kind of thing like that is going to look good, because the more experience you have with children, the better it's going to look for you also.
Actually, you have a video that shows your packet. And you can watch it.
Yeah, there's a video somewhere. Look below. Watch them all, actually.
So
I talk-
what's your favorite thing? And get back to that. What's your favorite thing and worst thing from that?
I talk about that extensively in my book. Live in Cambodia, a guide for living in the Kingdom of Wonder. There's a link below that says buy my book. You click that link, you can buy my book. One of the longest chapters in that book is all about how to get a teaching job here and what your packet should include and how you should present yourself. It's got all that information in a handy dandy downloadable form for you. Anyway, my favorite and worst things.
I thought he meant that was what was in the book, but anyway.
No,
Yeah.
the book doesn't.
Oh, my God.
No, the book
I've
just
got
has
a
all
whole
about
chapter of
teaching and how to get a teaching job here. And your best bet. My favorite thing here is probably, well, I have a lot of favorite things here. I love the food. I love the people. I love the culture. And when I say culture, I don't mean like just the way they do things here. I'm talking about like back in America, if you ask people, what is American culture? You're going to get all sorts of different answers because it's going to be based on everybody's experience. America has a lot of different cultures all melded into one. So there's really no such thing as an American culture. But over here, the Khmer culture is integrated with everything here. Everything is Khmer. The people are called Khmer people. The food is Khmer food. Everything like bridges you walk down, they'll have like carvings and statues and all the houses and businesses will have a shrine or something set up, as a Buddhist thing, spirit houses and things. So you see the culture is permeated in every aspect of life here. Whether it's a big fancy hotel that you're going to be paying $100 a night in, somewhere on that property they're going to have a spirit shrine. They're going to have a little area set up for their Buddhist thing. Or even the smallest, dingiest, small little shack somebody calls a home is going to have the same thing. And I like that there's an actual culture to the country. It's not just, depending on what this person says or that person says, it's the actual culture. And I like that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
The thing I don't like, and I was telling Luke about this the other day, is that when it comes to buying things, there doesn't seem to be the thought of, like I would go into somewhere and say, I'm thinking about buying something. And I want to know how much this something is. So you want to go around to different things. It's either yes or no right now. It's kind of, it might seem what you would call pushy. When you go to, like we were walking around and some guy tried to sell me a house. Sure, he just wanted me to look at the house. He asked me how long I was in Cambodia. I said 2 years. He goes, oh, are you planning on staying? I said, yes, as long as I can. He thought, well, look at this house. It's brand new. It's a nice house. Very big. Nice property and everything. Only $15,000. That's not even a down payment on a garage back where I come from. It's a good price. And I was saying, yes, like it. Nice house, nice price. He goes, you like it? I said, yes. He goes, you want to buy it? His word, do you agree to this then? And I was like, wait, what? What just happened here? Do I agree to what? Do I agree that it's nice? Yes. Do I agree it's a good price? Yes. But he was getting ready to call some guy who was going to drive all the way over there on his motorbike with the papers and the deed to show that it's legal. And I was like, no. They don't seem to have a concept of I'm just looking right now, or I'm just thinking. I'll think about it. That's not a thing. If you're looking at it, obviously you want to buy, and they want to know, is it yes or no? You want to do that. So it kind of that might scare some people away from inquiring about things because there's an expectation, and then you don't want to. I don't want to waste anybody's time. Like I don't want that guy to come all the way over there on his motorbike and me telling him $15,000. Yes, that's a good price, but I don't even have $15. Where am I going to come up with $15,000? And then he's thinking, oh, well, that asshole Barang just wasted all my time.
Do you think it's because they do it around a different way? Like they do all their thinking and then they approach, whereas we approach, have a look at what's available and then decide?
I think that might be it. But in this case, it was weird because I've experienced that with other things too. Like sometimes if the second guy has something to tell me, something she wants to do or something, we'll go to some of our tuk-tuk friends. She'll talk to them and then he'll tell me in English, right? Because you don't know English. And so, but it'll be the same thing. She'll say what she wants and then he'll look at me and goes, she says this and this and this. Do you agree? Yes or no? And it's something that I just heard. So I don't know. I have to think about it.
Yeah.
But when you say that, then there seems to be this disconnect, like, oh, then you don't really want it. And I'm like, no, I didn't say no. I just said, I need to think about it. I need to pros and cons, especially if it's a bigger kind of deal. But here, the thing seems to be, if you go look at it, you must want it. Buy it now. It has to be either yes or no right now. So that's kind of, and in this case, I wasn't even out looking for anything like that. It just happened to stumble upon a guy. I thought we were having a conversation. And all of a sudden, I'm looking at a house. It's $15,000. And he's ready to call a guy and have him sign the papers right now. And I'm like, whoa. What
Stop.
I thought we were being buddies. And I guess you just wanted to tell me this house. It was a good deal, though. Nice house. I showed Luke a picture. I got a picture of it on the phone.
Yeah.
It's a really nice house. It's very, very big, brand new. Good price. But yeah, so I would probably say that is the most annoying thing. I don't even mind the tuk-tuks, even though you're going to get asked 5, 6, 7 times in a row. And the last guy, I heard you tell the other ones no.
Yeah.
He's still going to ask.
Yeah.
But
you might change your mind in that 2 meters.
I love the long distance tuk-tuk. Tuk-tuk!
Yeah.
Looking down the street, who's that? Tuk-tuk!
I think it's like the first guy that sees you.
Yeah.
Until you say no.
It's like they've got a pair of monopolists. Give me some tuk-tuk!
As soon as you step out of a building, you're going to hear that.
Yeah.
Tuk-tuk, tuk-tuk. I'm like, no, why are you calling me a tuk-tuk? What does that mean? You know, when you first get here, that could be confusing.
It's like you're popping out of one tuk-tuk and someone's going, tuk-tuk! I just got out of this one.
But yeah, but even that doesn't bother me. I'm so used to go, oh, no, thank you. Just keep walking.
Yeah.
I love it. It's like, where are you going? I always go, that way.
Yeah.
I think it's funny.
Some of them might not even ask you for a tuk-tuk. They'll say something like that, like, oh, where are you going? And then the mistake you're going to make is you're going to tell them where you're going.
Yeah.
And then he's going to be like, oh, I can get you there only $2.
Yeah.
That's a good price. And then you have to kind of go, no, I want to walk or
Well,
whatever.
mobile phones are good now because most of the tuk-tuks put the mobile phone so close to their face, like tuk-tuk, back to the mobile phone.
But here's the thing, and you guys will all experience this if you haven't already, is that once you're a familiar face in a certain area,
Yeah.
like these guys know I'm not going to take a tuk-tuk, hardly anywhere.
Mm.
And before it used to be they sometimes stretch their hammocks out in their tuk-tuk during slow times, and they're just rocking back and forth, relaxing. And when they see a potential customer, they'll quickly hop out, stand at attention, almost go, hey, tuk-tuk, you know, they're smiling, they're waving you over, tuk-tuk, tuk-tuk. But after a while, when they're familiar, now they don't even bother getting out of their hammock. They just kind of look up at me and go, tuk-tuk? I'll say, no, thank you. And they'll just lay back down, look at their phone, because they know.
It's like, you're not worth the effort of
It's
getting
not even
out.
a whole tuk, it's just a tuk-tuk.
Yeah, you get the tuk-tuk. Yeah, never mind.
I love how you walk past them and they go
Charlie,
tuk tuk, and then just as you're at that point where you're about to walk past them, they go, weed. They never call out the weed, it's just like when you get right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll ask you if you want weed.
Massage, girls.
Let's stop girls.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, there's a big jump because they'll start out with tuk-tuk. Oh, no, thank you. Weed? You want weed? Oh, no,
That's
thank
usually
you.
the last. You should get
Heroin? You want
Say
heroin or
massage.
Oh my
mushrooms?
God.
Seriously, it goes from a jump like, man, I said no to weed. I don't want heroin. Well,
Well, I love it
actually,
was a tuk tuk ride.
maybe I do, but I'm not going to buy it from you. Very dangerous. But they'll offer you anything. And
Yeah.
dude, if it's something illegal, do not get it from a random tuk-tuk guy, no matter what kind of good price you offer. Because a lot of these
Yes.
guys, I said this before, a lot of these guys are in cahoots with a local police officer. You're going to get your weed, you're going to walk away, the cops are going to roll up on you, they're going to find the weed, threaten you with jail, you're going to pay a fine, they're going to take your weed, and then he's going to give it back to the tuk-tuk guy and give him his cut of whatever money you gave him.
Yeah.
It's a very common scam.
It is a scam. Yeah.
And even though it's widely known,
People fall for it.
people fall for it all the time. Because if they didn't, they would just find another strategy. But it still works enough times.
Yeah.
Tuk-tuk drivers get a cut of what the policeman gets out of a bribe to get out of jail.
The same bag of weed's been going around for 6 months.
Yeah,
Just-
probably not even
Probably
weed.
not even weed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you never know.
Must have been a long run.
But they will roll up on you. So never get it from a random tuk-tuk guy. It's illegal, so I would say never get it at all, except in places where it's acceptable, like a happy pizza place.
Because you don't want to be going to jail in Cambodia.
No,
Oh, anyway.
probably not.
Particularly
Pleasant.
not in the third world country.
Developing country.
Developing country, you're probably
Can't
probably
say-
wind up on that show, Locked Up Abroad.
Mm,
You don't want to be on an episode of Locked Up Abroad.
you don't.
Abroad, locked up abroad.
Yeah.
Abroad.
Funny, I locked up abroad once, and man, was she pissed. She was mad. Locked up abroad.
Was that after you tried to take her out?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, there's no amount of money. She kept banging and screaming at my door all night long, kept me all awake, and I finally got up and let her
So
out.
that's what I hear every night.
I finally got up and let her out. See, that's the punchline, because you thought she was trying to get in, but she wasn't. She was trying because, never mind. All right. You have to explain it, then it's not funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Raiders wants to know how the chicken feet were.
Oh,
They were tasty, but not a lot of meat. That's all I can say. They're chicken feet are actually it's good, but man, you do not get a lot of meat on the feet.
Good work on it.
isn't
Yeah.
collagen?
It's like those little, yeah. A lot of it is kind of chewy. It's like those little cockles, those little clams, street clams they sell.
Yeah.
Not a lot of meat in there, and you have to work really hard to get them out.
Yeah.
Have you had those street clams?
No,
I look at them and
no.
that's diarrhea waiting to happen.
She gets them every chance she gets. Every time she passes one.
It's just they're out in the sun. It's
Yeah.
out in the sun. And
The sun and on a metal tray that's
Yeah.
kind of keeping them
It's a stewing
hot.
in that
Yeah.
right temperature.
And then they get the little tin cup
Yeah.
or whatever. They'll
Mm.
grab a big cup, put it in a bag for you.
I noticed in the chicken feet you had that photo on Instagram. They were in the pot,
Yeah.
but the claws were clipped off. It's because they come with the claw, don't they?
Yeah. Well,
When you buy them from the market.
yeah,
Yeah.
the lady at the market when you buy them,
Oh, she hacks them off.
she either hacks them off if you're buying like a whole chicken, or in that case, if she just bought the feet, they're already hacked off.
Oh, okay.
So they have a whole section of chicken feet
I wondered about that.
that the claws are already cut off.
Yeah.
But if you're buying like a chicken or 2 chickens, and you'll get the whole chicken,
You get it.
they'll go ahead and cut off all the bits that you're not going to get, like the claws,
Yeah.
things like that.
Someone had asked what your hat says too, but they guessed it Cambodia.
I heart Cambodia. It's what I call my tourist hats. I get mistaken for a tourist a lot because these are the hats tourists buy when they come here. But I've had this for
A long time.
about a year and a half
It's lasted well.
because the hat I came here with got knocked off my head into the river by a person who was on drugs.
The government took your driver.
No, some French guy. He spoke English, but he was French. He was high. He was on some kind of drug.
Yeah. They say there's a lot of
And he
ice
came
around
up to
here.
me when I was sitting there. We were sitting there. I was on the phone. He came up, took my hat like that, knocked it off backwards
What?
into the river.
What an asshole.
And then I had to grab the broom out of his hand. He had a broom as a weapon. And threatened him with a broom. And then I thought, what am I doing? I'm drawing attention. People are starting to watch me and this man struggle over a freaking broom. He's without a shirt. He's sweating like a pig. And he's talking about, this is Angkor Wat, man. This is Angkor Wat. No, it's not. And earlier, we had seen the same guy down by the pub street sign. No kidding. Sitting there with his shirt off, no shoes, long pants though. And he was sitting there like it was a god. He had his hands up and he was talking to himself, looking up at the pub street sign. Broad daylight,
Holy
blocking traffic, not moving out of the way. So he was obviously, something was wrong with the dude. And then we saw him later down by the river. We were sitting on the bridge down by the night market, and we were sitting there. And he had the broom that he found down by the river, and it's dirty and nasty. And he comes like he's sweeping the deck in these big motions, getting dirt on everything and everybody that's trying to sit there. And at one point, he almost brushed Singlai's flip-flops that she had taken off into the water.
Oh, no.
And I was like, hey, man, back the F up. I said that because I was like, what the hell is this guy doing?
Mm.
And then he was like, ooh, and he walked away. So a couple minutes later, I'm sitting there staring at my phone. He walked up and smacked my head.
Jeremy's lost a hat already too.
Yeah. I brought 5 hats.
So I bought this one. I do love Cambodia, so I just keep wearing this one.
Mm.
Now you might say, well, Dave, the only reason you still have that hat is obviously because you're cheap and you don't want to buy another one. And I would say, yeah, you're probably right.
Someone's just pulled the
That's
book, Dave.
accurate.
Yeah, I was just gonna say
Man, say
thank you.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
Green
What about it?
Stellarship.
Yes, I had that one, and I had 2 from yesterday posted in.
There you go.
So, yay.
If he doesn't like it, he's going to make you eat 2 happy pizzas.
As long as you buy
2.
it's fine.
Well, do this. Why don't you buy a happy pizza first, and you'll probably like the book better.
It all makes sense.
It'll make sense. All the words are going to be spelled right and everything. Actually, this book, more than the other one I wrote, my first book was called Factory Rat, Get a Real Job. I'm going to put that one for sale on Gumroad as soon as I take it down from Amazon because Amazon is, I don't like that. Anyway, but that one was wrote, most of it was wrote under deep intoxication. I was very drunk when I wrote most of that book. It took me like 2 years.
And
It's very R-rated. It's got a lot of dirty jokes and lowbrow humor. If you like fart jokes and things like that, you're going to find it hilarious. If you think it's childish and immature, you're right. But still, I wrote it.
There's always a place for a fart joke.
Yeah. But this goes more into that. It goes into all kinds of
I dare say it does.
secret other things. So I'm going to put that one up for sale pretty soon, too, on Gumroad.
John Scoop says, sup, Dave.
Don Scopes. John Scopes.
Sup.
Sup.
What's up?
Sup.
Sup.
Sup, man.
Sup is one of those words in English that you can have many connotations. Like you just use it, sup, man. Sup, man. You know, what's up, man? Or you can use it as a threatening tone, like, sup. Sup. You want some of me? Sup. Sup? Come get some. Sup? Right? So you can use it in a variety of ways. So hopefully you meant it in the.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Sup?
Chop
You
hay
talk
là
sup? Sup? You want some of that? It's sup.
chop no chop
No more talk, she said.
No talk?
no chop
Me?
Khmer
Oh.
Khmer Cambodia chop với no chop
Oh.
no
Stop.
yeah chop
Stop.
Jump
Chop.
yeah
means stop talking.
Oh.
Is that what she said?
Yeah. No, I'm saying sup.
yeah every time chop
No, not chop. No, I'm saying
Oh.
sup.
chop
Sup.
We're not chopping now. Chop.
Okay, she's mistaken the word sup
Chop.
for chop.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which means quit talking and
Yeah.
means shut up, I guess.
no chop no với ăn liền yeah
Ah, they're talking about
Cambodia chop
Chop.
chop với no gì no
Oh, now I know what to tell you.
that. That's saying that was only you.
Chop, chop,
Something sucked to me.
chop, chop.
this chop hay là
Chop, chop.
Didn't No Joke Howard die?
Yes.
Yeah, he was
you did.
Australian, wasn't he?
He was in Mexico.
Had a heart attack.
He had a heart attack in the shower.
I was in the shower, didn't know that.
He was
It was pretty full on.
yeah.
It's intense, yeah.
Yeah.
I think probably.
He's a bit more than I can
I think
handle.
it was a bit of narcotics, so he may have helped a heart attack. He wasn't that old, he was like 30 something, wasn't
Yeah.
It wasn't very old at all.
But the good thing is, I found out one of his videos, it might be the last one he made, the post is still up, the comment from his mother, that at least the toxicology reports after he died revealed that there wasn't any drugs in his system. So considering his history with drugs
he? Yeah.
and alcohol, at least he was in Mexico, he was getting his MMA thing going, and at least he had gotten
Wow.
sober.
He was intense.
So you think he just had a heart attack because of his history with drugs and stuff?
I'm sure that
Well, it
was
could be
a
a heart
contributing
problem.
factor.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that might not have been the cause, but I would assume that's a contributing factor. When you do so many drugs for so many years, you know.
Of course, you do exercise. He was doing exercises.
Yeah.
There's lots of damage to your heart.
Yeah.
That's why I don't exercise.
You don't want to die.
I don't want to get a heart attack.
Yeah. These guys made a video, and their channel's down below too. You just check it out for real.
For real.
But they made a video about walking to the gym. And I was like, isn't that like fighting for peace? Like, once you walk that far, you don't need the gym.
It's
You
like your warm up.
exercise.
It's your warm up.
Yeah.
It's the cardio warm up.
Well, for lazy people, that's the exercise. It's like,
But it's an amazing gym. It's for $1. We did another YouTube about the gym itself.
yeah.
It's huge. It's a huge gym.
It is.
It's $1. That doesn't include the like the running machines, but it gives you a towel, a locker, showers. It's really nice and
It's
clean.
really good gym.
Yeah, a lot of like if you like blokes with shirts off, you just go and sit there all day if you want,
And that's $1 per day?
as long as you want. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
When you leave, you obviously got to come back and pay another $1, but you can stay for hours.
Well,
if
you can
want.
buy a monthly for
Oh,
$25,
That's what I
but
was going to ask. Do they have a monthly?
they have a
Yeah,
monthly,
but-
but that means going 25 times a month, which
Yeah.
is pretty
No, it's
crazy.
like every day anyway.
But there are some people I know that work out sometimes more than once a day.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then there are sane people. But if you're one of the
Yeah.
not regular people and you do like working out, and $25 a month,
Yeah.
you get a membership, or whenever you want to, just go and pay $1.
Yeah. So we figure on maybe 3 times a week. So that's $12 a month.
$12 a month.
Yeah. So that's the 2 of us done for 25, which is pretty good.
That's a pretty good deal. If you're not going to use it every day, then it's probably a waste.
Yeah. I just find I've been feeling so weak since getting here. Like that combined with the fact that I'm sleeping so much, it's just crazy.
Well, I would actually recommend a gym. As you can tell, I'm kind of scrawny. I'm way skinnier than I used to be, like way skinnier. But here's what happened. I finally started moving, which I didn't do back home. And my former job, I've said this before, was like lifting parts all day long. So you're always bending, lifting, you're on your feet all day. So you build up some kind of muscle mass, even amongst the fat, right? But coming over here, the heaviest thing I lift is a marker to teach English. And then I started losing all this weight because I'm exercising, I'm walking everywhere, I'm eating healthy. But I lost all the muscle tone in my arm. So I looked scrawny. And at one point, my sister in Florida, she thought I had cancer or something. She would go, "Oh my God, are you sick?" You know, sick as
Yeah.
That sort of way.
It's like,
Yeah.
no, I don't have cancer. I'm just scrawny because I haven't worked out. So I might have to start
Please.
working on the old guns, even though this is considered a gun. Too skinny. But that's the way it is. But I used to be really bigger. I used to weigh about 225 pounds, I think, when I got here.
What's that in kilos?
I don't know.
Neither do I.
It's just less than the president.
Yeah, and now I don't know. I haven't weighed myself. I mean, since I've been here, so I have no idea what I weigh now. But it's significantly less. Sing lai.
No, we
David,
Are you supposed to tip tuk-tuk drivers?
No.
But you can if you want.
Yeah, you can if you want, but
Yeah. When we get a pass out, they're about, I think the flat,
I would tip those guys more than
That's
Yeah,
how
I
it's cheaper than tuk-tuk.
yeah. So we always just, like, we never go anywhere that costs more than 4,000, which is $1. So
Yeah.
we usually just give them $1 and whatever.
Yeah.
They just keep change.
most places in a pass app, like most typical places you would go, are going to cost about $1.
Mm.
Tuk-tuks are going to charge you at least $2.
Mm.
So if you're going to tip somebody, get a pass app and tip that guy.
Yeah.
Pass app is just exactly like an Uber. So it's really easy to,
And then
Pass app is
app-
easy to put where you want to go.
Mm.
Because most of the time, the tuk-tuk drivers can't read even Khmer. So you give it, even you've got the card for your hotel and you give them the hotel card, yeah, they don't know what that means at all. So they're going to ask someone else and drive around, they go somewhere else.
Mm. Yeah.
If you grab a tuk-tuk, now the pass apps have a meter. So you'll be able to see on your app the same thing the driver sees on his. So you'll know how much your ride is. Tuk-tuks don't have such thing. So agree on a price of where you want to go before you get inside a tuk-tuk. Even if he might say $2. If he says $2, give him the $2 right then. I would.
Mm.
Because if he gets lost, and then when he gets to his destination, he's going to try to get another $1 out of you because look at all the gas I wasted.
Yeah.
He's going to blame you for getting lost, even though it wasn't your fault. And if you haven't paid him yet, then, you don't really have much recourse. Because like I said, if he has to call the police, even though probably he'd never get to that. But if they did, they're going to believe him.
Yeah.
So agree on a price beforehand from point A to point B. But you'll find out that you have your, a lot of people talk about tuk-tuks being a scam. They're always trying to scam you. And I don't see it that way. They're just trying to make money. And if they can get more money out of you because you don't know any better, that's not really a scam.
No.
That's just you not doing your research. But most of them are very honest and they'll charge you the same price as the next guy. So there's really, if you need to go somewhere, you're going to pay about the same price. And remember, all prices are negotiable.
I think anywhere from the city to the airport's about $5 American.
Yeah.
That's on a pass app. And pass apps is just look on your if you've got the Google Play store. Just look there and put pass app, it'll come up.
It's just like Grab. It's the
Just
exact
like
same
Grab.
thing as
Yeah.
Grab.
Yeah.
But it's more pass app was here before Grab in Cambodia. Grab's come in recently started to edge in a bit.
But Grab is expensive.
Mm.
I've never taken
Grab's
a Grab.
a little bit more expensive. Like even if we just pay $1, it's 200 or 300 real different, which is 15 cents. Yeah. It's a little bit more expensive, but most of the places in Siem Reap itself is $1. If in $1.10 or something. But going to the airports, we got $5, which was pretty good for the middle of the way to the airport.
That's good for
Yeah.
Mm.
And you can just do it for the day as well. They'll sit and wait for you at places, and they just have a little meter runs. It's not very expensive. We went out to the War Museum. We went somewhere else. We came back, and he waited there for 25 minutes for us to walk around.
Mm.
And the whole thing cost us $5.
Mm. That was really good.
That's a really good deal.
Because that was quite a way out of town too.
Yeah.
But with the Pass app, another reason it's really good is you can choose, it knows where your location is. And then if you're coming home from a restaurant, like particularly for us, because we live down a lane, up an alley, I can put that on the map because it doesn't actually have an address to type in.
Yeah.
So you can actually zoom into the map and then just put the pin where you want to go.
Yeah. You can set your pickup point and your destination point
Mm.
on the app. If you know what your destination point is, you can pin it on a map.
Mm.
the driver will get the information. So you don't have as much trouble with trying to give directions
Yeah.
to somebody who.
It's really good like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
No, it's not perfect. Yeah, it's not perfect.
No.
99% of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to get a pass app and had a driver that was literally, the app said he's about 10 seconds away. The little icon on the map showed he was right down the street from me, right down the street at the end of the corner.
Yeah.
And he accepted it, 10 seconds away, and he didn't take off for like 2 minutes. He just kept sitting there. I'm looking. And then when he did, he went the other way. He went the other way and kept going so far that he was finally off my map. I couldn't track him anymore. And I realized he's not coming to pick me up.
No.
Even though it said on the app that your driver is arriving
Yeah.
all that time.
Yeah.
10 minutes later, I realized he has no idea where he's going. He was literally, all he had to do was turn around and I was right there. I could have probably seen him
Yeah.
from the middle of the road.
Yeah.
So sometimes you get unlucky like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But most of the time, it's pretty good. The only bad thing about that, I think, would be you don't get to choose your driver.
Oh, yeah.
Once you put the order in, it basically goes like this. I'm not sure how the system works, but one driver at a time will get the request for the order. They might look at it, where are you going? They know how much it's going to be. If it's too far away, they might turn it down, and then it'll go to the next driver. And as soon as somebody accepts it, you get a notification. You'll have their license plate number or their pass app number, so you know when they come up that it's the right one.
Yeah, we got one. We were down.
But you don't get to choose. So if you find a really good one, that's great.
Yeah.
But you might have to work out something with him, like through WhatsApp or his phone number. Otherwise, it's random. You could get a really good driver,
Or drunk one.
or somebody who's really, really drunk and just care about living,
No.
whether you're in the back or not. We had one that he actually had to, when he pulled up, his pass app died, and it took him like, I don't know, 5-6 minutes while we were standing there to get it started. It just would not turn over, and he had to get out and look at the little engine or whatever and do things, and it was just going, and I was like, should we just call another one? No.
Yeah.
Dude, it's only $1, man, and I got to get to. At that time, I was on my way to my school, but he finally got it running. So, but you don't always get that lucky. All right, I can tell by the look over there. I'm going to end this one now.
It's time to go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's time to go. She is getting hungry, and she gets hangry. Hangry.
We all.
One thing about being hungry, one thing about being angry, both. Deadly combination.
And rubbing her eyes too.
Yeah, she got up early. She didn't get enough sleep
Close
last
to 3 hours,
night.
Yeah.
We're over here
That's a long
talking.
chat.
We're over here talking to each other in a language we know. She doesn't understand
I
any
know.
of it, and she's
But people have been saying that the daytime one's good because it's good for their time and it seemed to work out. The lighting's better.
Do they mean
Oh, the lighting.
our
definitely
daytime or their daytime?
Our daytime.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wondered. I saw it then.
So if you want to do another one next week, we can do it about the same time if you guys want. Let me know. I'll be putting up another video tomorrow. Regular, I'm walking around babbling kind of video. I'll be putting that up tomorrow, and you guys can let me know in the comments if you want another live stream at this time, and if so, I will make the sacrifice of getting up early.
Thanks for having us, Dave.
For you.
Much appreciated, Nicole.
Oh, no
Thanks for
problem.
coming.
Remember, links down below. Donate if you can. Buy my book if you want, and check
For
out their
real.
channel for real. That link is down below.
Thank
Like,
you.
subscribe, hit the little notification bell, all that stuff. And stay naked, my friends.
It's been fun.
Bye, everybody. Thank you. I'll talk to you guys soon. Maybe.
They said the